Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if it's going to work. 1 minute. But yes, hello everyone. Let me pull up the stream on YouTube really quick. Kind of a random day for a stream, but you know what? I haven't done my winter seasonal stream. So I think now should be the time I do it before I don't have time to do it anymore. So, hey everyone, my name is Josh. If this is the first time that you are watching me, I know that the lighting is atrocious. I made a horrible financial decision and decided to buy some lights on Amazon with Prime Day, so hopefully those will be coming soon. Maybe by the next stream I'll have them. Definitely by Lego Batman. We'll be playing with those lights on Monday. But yeah, for right now, we are with the tried and true. With the tried and true ceiling fan light and just normal lamp. Sorry about this. Let me just get my... send this to the Discord really quick. Live streaming. All right. Let us just get into... Well, actually, I guess while we wait for people to come in, I will be fixing up the tier list for a second because this is very unprepared of me. My bad, guys. Of course, we got my goats, and then this is a pre-made tier list. So of course, I gotta change it up a little, gotta spruce it up a little bit. So we have great, a good time, yeah, great, a good time. I don't know. I don't know why just adding a good time instead of good changes it up for me. We got okay, which is, you know, well, yeah, mid. Yeah, we'll keep it as mid. And then dropped is actually going to go up higher than Dookie Bad. Most because I don't really... Like, with dropped, I know, like, yeah, it wasn't my thing. Dookie Bad, I just know that's bad. Dookie Bad, we'll give it a nice black color. Oh, wow, you really can't see that one. I wish it was better. I might drop that tier. Want to watch, yes. Picking back up, I'll leave this one, and then not applicable. Okay, I think this is a decent sized list. Yo, what's up, Eevee? You ready to roast me on some of my choices? I have this is gonna be, you know, the reason why I've been waiting so long in this is because I've been hoping that the fandom's thoughts on Sentence to be a Hero would have changed, but no, I'm just kidding. We will be getting to Sentence to be a Hero in a little bit. This is a big season. How much of this have I seen? Well, at the very least, in order to not spoil my thoughts on this season, I have logged out of my Anime Planet account, so you guys cannot see how far I made it into a show, or what I rated a show, or if I even watched it to begin with. So yeah, this time I finally remember we're going to log out of the Anime Planet. So yeah, so we have done it. I'm not sure actually how this is an entire list. It looks pretty comprehensive. Most of these, I've seen half of them. I've given half of these a good chance. All right, now the two most important people are here. The people that are going to roast me to death on this one. Ready to be hung? Josh is going to be sentenced. Oh, we'll get to that. We will get to that. Eventually, where? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit sooner than expected, isn't it? What is this one? I don't know. I don't know. Now, some of these, I haven't seen. Others, I gave a chance, and some of them I am planning on watching eventually. Some of my favorite shows I'm planning on watching eventually, so I haven't seen some of the most hyped things yet. However, yeah, we're just going to go right into it. I have some controversial opinions this season. The spring season one, I'm probably going to try and do that near the end of July, maybe the beginning of August, depending on how much I get through my spring list. Spring season, I think I'm going to be in a lot more of the average opinion. I have been really enjoying the spring season. This winter season, I'm going to get cooked alive. I'm not going to, it's going to be really rough for me. Can I reverse image Google search some of these? Maybe. All right, let's just get right into it, shall we? With starting off so strong. We've got Frieren. This is a draft. One of the worst. Obviously, Frieren is in my goats. Now, this is a relative playlist or tier lists. So if in case this is your first time jumping on either a VOD or the stream, the way I do my tier list is I'm not ranking them based off of my entire experience with anime. I'm ranking them based off of the season it is airing in only. So I would not be taking Free Run Season 1 into account of my feelings of Free Run Season 2. Or I wouldn't be comparing Free Run Season 2 to what came out, Delicious in Dungeon, because that was, 2 years ago at this point. So I am only going to be ranking this based off of the season and its performance that it aired in. So, yeah, of course, Free Run Season 2, no matter what, was going to be an S tier. It would have to bomb, or it would have to fumble so hard for me not to put it in S tier, regardless of it only being 10 episodes. Still an incredible 10 episodes. His Cosmic Princess Kaguya take was also quite bad. It's not a bad take. It's a unique take, all right? Just because we don't agree. No, I could say that your take on Cosmic Princess Kaguya is bad. No, I'm kidding. Oh, this is gonna be an episode, isn't it? This is gonna be the one that gets me canceled. I haven't watched much of the winter season. I'm just here to roast you on Sense to Me Hero. Yeah, honestly, like with this being one of the strongest years for anime in terms of like what we've seen, what we know is coming, winter I think was a very soft launch for. Did the ramen bottle come out in winter? I thought that was a fall show. Sorry, I got distracted there. I feel like winter wasn't the strongest start. Yeah, you have your JJKs, your Oshinokos, your free runs, but overall, with some of like the newer shows that weren't franchise hitters, it did feel a little. It did feel kind of like the franchise hitters carried winter, whereas spring, it's like, oh no, spring is being carried by all like the new shows that are coming out. This is where we get to see like the quality of the year coming out. But winter did feel like it was carried by some of these bigger shows. But yeah, Free Run Season 2, this one, even though it was so short, I still really enjoyed it. I don't think it's as powerful as Season 1, but that's because Season 1 had 24 episodes. It covered way more ground. But Season 2, I think, had a really great romance between Fern and Stark. We saw a lot of the connections grow. The Eevee's favorite character, I forgot his name, but the whole arc with facing the snake demon was great. The animation is somehow even better than Season 1. So the action choreography is incredible in this show. I don't have much to say on it because I don't feel like the season gave us too much to chew on. But overall, as a continuation of this show, it's still incredible, and it's still one of my favorites. I really enjoy Free Run. Will it make my top 10 of the year is the question. I don't know. We have been getting quite a few great shows this spring, and it looks like summer's only going to be giving us more of that. So that's the question. Will it make the top 10? We'll have to wait and see. But Free Run, still great. If you've seen Season 1, you're going to love Season 2. I will just say that. He said he's my favorite star. No, I'm kidding. You really like that character a lot. You fight for him. All right, starting with the controversy. Not with my chat, but just overall in general. Jujutsu Kaisen is a dropped. Do I have enough? No, I don't have the other one open. I don't care about Jujutsu Kaisen. I haven't been picking up on it. I really only follow through the memes or like some choreography that I find on the internet. I've said this every season since Season 2 came out, but it's just, this show is not for me. I just don't find the appeal in the characters, the action, and I feel so bad that I drop it every time I have to explain this. I feel so bad because there's such incredible animation in this show, some of the best choreography I've ever seen in anime, and I just couldn't be bothered to care about the context surrounding some of these incredible fights. And I'll be watching some of these fights, I'm like, man, I really want to pick Jujutsu Kaisen back up. And then I just kind of remember, I just do not have a good time with this show. I just don't care. So I don't know, if there was a way for me just to watch the fights, no context. Anytime they cut away from the fight, you cut all that part out, go back to the fight. Probably I'd watch that. But overall, with the characters, it's just not something I'm really interested in. The plot, it's not something I'm interested in either. Also, I've been spoiled to hell with this series, so I'm there is no ride for me. I know so much that happens. Every character death I know in detail. So it's just not something that I'm interested in anymore. But wow, this is a very strong start. We're not gonna have anything like good left to talk about at the bottom. I don't know. I see one show down here. This is way too strong of a start. Not be locked in the office to bring peak animation for JJK. I know, and that's why I feel so bad. They put so much hours and attention into this show, and I'm like, I can't be bothered to watch it. I'm not trying to be different when I say that I don't like it. It's just I gave it a chance. I understand that people have it appeals to them. I understand that Mappa's animators are currently probably being tortured to continue on making season 3 part 2, and I commend them for all of their effort and for all of the work and time and hours that they spent away from their families doing this. I really, and it's that level of animation, that level of time that makes me really wish that I enjoyed this show and actually cared to watch it and cared to actually give them the flowers that they're due, but it's not for me. Something that it is for me though is Hell's Paradise, and while this isn't one of my goats, it's not. I don't specifically think it's great, and I know Eevee is currently watching Hell's Paradise, so I'm not going to spoil anything. I do think that season 2 was a good time. It's pretty much on par with season 1. My only real critique this season is that they do go a lot more into the power system that is within this world. And for me, it's not that interesting. We spend a couple episodes just explaining what the power system is. And for me personally, it's not that interesting of a power system. So I think instead of focusing on like defining what the power system is and how it works and all that, if we just kind of spent that time. Oh, you got ads, all right. Well, actually, it's perfect for you because I don't think you really want to hear much about Hell's Paradise. YouTube and their triple, dude. I know the triple ads on stream is diabolical. I wasn't even watching a stream. I was watching just normal YouTube. I was just cooking breakfast. I got hit with a quadruple ad. The ads got me as well. It actually got me on my phone as well too. So I'm guessing that the stream is playing ads for everyone at specific times. Mine was skippable though. I got hit with quadruple unskippable ads, and then it started looping the ad. It was the same ad on loop, no skip button. I had to exit out of YouTube and play the video again. It's ridiculous. Quadruple horrible. Not only quadruple, but the last ad that they played got stuck on a loop. So when it would end, it just replayed the ad and it had no skip button. There was no way to get out of it. So dumb. YouTube just cares more. I mean, like, yeah, obviously money, but YouTube is just becoming a platform that is ending up having more problems than it should, and it's all because of like they're focusing more on getting as much money as they can in the short term. But anyway, Hell's Paradise, I think it was a good time. Spend a little bit too much time trying to explain what the power system was. I wish they kind of went more into the world building aspect and keeping it more of a mystery. I do think that this show works better as kind of a semi-horror mystery. The less you understand of the power system, I think the more interesting this specific one is. Where it's actually kind of funny, the opposite is with Jujutsu Kaisen. The more you understand of Jujutsu Kaisen's power system, the more interesting and intricate it gets. Whereas with Hell's Paradise, I think they went a little bit too much into how everything works, and it's alright. It's alright. I think it's solid. I don't think you would have liked this ending, Eevee. It does end off on a cliffhanger, but I know I think we're getting either a movie or a season 3 to wrap it up. But yeah, it's I think, again, much like Freerun, if you enjoyed season 1 of Hell's Paradise, you were getting a lot more of the same. But you are getting a little bit more in terms of explanation as to what's going on with the power system in the world. This YouTube's viewer experience is becoming unbearable. I know. And it's always, I feel like it's an ad every 5 minutes. I have to use a website for ad. Like when I'm at work, I have to use an ad blocking website because it's just like, there's no way. Like it's just not feasible to consistently listen to YouTube anymore. It's all about the ads. You get a video in your ads. That's the thing. YouTube is a privilege. Watching the content you actually want to watch is a privilege. You get the content that you want to watch within your ads. You don't get ads in your content. You get content in your ads. We need to go to John YouTube and force him to use normal YouTube. On God, man. Ooh, eating some barbecue potato chips. Costco recently started selling those by like the big family bag. Oh, the Costco list has been really big, but I'm hoping that I can get some of those soon because I love barbecue potato chips. Those are peak potato chips, honestly. I think barbecue potato chips gotta be on the Mount Rushmore of chips. At least it's on my Mount Rushmore of chips. It's a peak chip. Speaking of peak, I believe that this is the Slime movie, which we did get. Yeah. That time got reincarnated as a slime. Movie 2, Tears of the Azure Sea. This one, I will pick it up. I haven't seen it. I didn't realize that we actually got a slime movie this season. Yeah, maybe one day I'll pick it up. I didn't really care too much about the original slime movie, the first one. I thought it was aight. Yeah, I thought the first slime movie was alright. So this one looks like it'll be alright too. If you like slime, I'm based off of the first movie, I'm going to assume if you like slime, you're gonna like this movie. I'll pick it up eventually. It's not something I'm terribly in a rush to pick up. Oshinoko, much like Jujutsu Kaisen, is a dropped. Actually, you know, I will put dropped below Dookie Bad. Actually, I should put. Nah, I'll leave them here. I think it's more dramatic that way when you look at it. The tier list is a little bit of clickbait when I put the tier list on the YouTube post. You know, like, hey, check out my thoughts. Why did I drop these? It's because I dropped them seasons ago. Oshinoko, as I always say, banger, phenomenal first episode. And then the rest of the series happens. I thought episode 2 was a fluke, and then we just got more and more and more, and I realized this show is not for me. I like the idea of the show, like showing the dark side of the idol industry. I hate the execution of it. I do not know why we needed these kids to be reincarnations. Really just takes me out of the show. And while I've heard season 2 was peak and then season 3 is really good, I just, much like Jujutsu Kaisen, I don't care. I really don't like any of these characters. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. As Sora says it's peak, but then I think Sora also says season 4 is going to fall off because of the manga. So yeah, I don't think I'm really missing out on anything, really. Let me get my coaster for my cup. My opinion on cliffhangers is way more nuanced than you think. It depends on the type of cliffhanger. I'll have to talk to you about the difference because I can't really explain it as well through text. All right. I think I might be able to understand it a little bit more once I catch up to Witch Hat Atelier. But from kind of what I heard, I don't know. I feel like this cliffhanger. I feel like the cliffhanger we got in Hell's Paradise season 2 was a cliffhanger where it's like, okay, yeah, of course you cut it off there, so we can have hype to lead into season 3 or a movie or however we're gonna continue it. Witch Hat Atelier, I don't know if it's like ends off on a high point or if it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, arc's unfinished. It was like a normal episode. I guess I'll see when I catch up to it eventually. What is this one? Can I like Google search this through Google Lens? What is this? That is not Data Live, is it? No way. We got Data Live in last season. Ain't no way. Oh no, it's Ass Class. All right, this one I don't have an opinion on. I haven't checked out Ass Class. I think this is a recap movie. It doesn't have a synopsis. Okay, I don't know. I haven't checked out Assassination Classroom. It is a show that I do want to watch, but I don't know if this movie is a recap or if it's its own thing. I guess I'll pick back up later. I guess I'll put that. That is something I do want to watch. I need it. Is this the Ramaroon bottle? Or Chitose? What is this one? Did we get a Reamer? No. What is this? This looks like the Reamer bottle one. To be frank, people use cliffhangers the same way they use filler in a derogatory manner. I hate when I'm reading a webtoon and all the comments say, "Bro, cliffhanger is nasty, cliffhanger bad." That is fair. That is fair. I feel like there is like I do feel like the actual like this is actually well, what is the technical definition of cliffhanger? Let's see. Meaning, not the movie. What is the technical definition? A dramatic storytelling device or a real life situation where the outcome is uncertain, dangerous, or highly anticipated. It leaves the audience in a state of suspense, eager to see how the conflict is resolved. Okay, yeah, this is definitely a cliffhanger. Literally just ends at the highest point you could in this season, and it's like, all right, if you want to see how it ends, if you want to see like this ginormous like reveal come to its end, watch the movie or watch season 3. I think this is definitely cliffhanger. I suppose other shows where it just kind of ends and it's not like this dramatic thing. It's more of just a cutoff point. But filler, I feel like cliffhanger might be a little bit harder to certainly define. But I think filler I'm starting to kind of get more annoyed with in terms when people say, "Oh, it's filler." I'm just like, this is part of the story. Like you want only action? Like we need cooldown, like for the emotional and action packed episodes to make sense or to have that impact. We do need, I call them cooldown arcs. Like in My Hero Academia, we have the overhaul arc, and then everyone complains that the school festival arc is filler. I'm like, the overhaul arc might have just been one of the most emotional, draining, like parts of the entire series up until this point. we needed that cooldown arc. We need the school festival arc in order to like remember that like at the core, this show is about kids in high school. Trying to be heroes. Yeah, I don't know. It's a whole thing. The whole filler discussion is like really annoying sometimes. And actually, I do believe that my unpopular opinion is that I do believe we need filler. I do believe that we need more filler in stories, not to the extent that Naruto had it or Bleach had it, but I do believe that we need less filler, and I get it. It goes into depending on how you define filler. We need it in a way that we have time to like spend with these characters outside of the main plot. Just cool down episodes or episodes where the characters are just interacting and maybe not expanding on the plot, but expanding on the personal relationships. That's the thing. And sure, you can do that with plot related stuff, but I would like to see, especially with ensemble cast, like a show I believe we can all relate to, Dr. Stone. I was going to use My Hero Academia again, but I think Dr. Stone. I think Dr. Stone really would have benefited, especially in this final season. We have so many characters now. A lot of them are kind of regulated to background noise. The building the final project, trying to keep it non-spoiler, I guess. Building the final project, it's going to take a very, very long time to do, and we do skip months. at a time in Doctor Stone, especially in this latest season. Instead of skipping months every episode, why not just dedicate an episode to one of the cast members that maybe isn't that important right now? Like, let's have a Taiju and Yuzuriha episode, or let's see how other characters are doing within the show. Instead of like plot, 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 plot. The characters, nah, it's all right. We don't need those guys anymore. We're here for the plot. I feel like for ensemble casts or shows that have humongous casts, I mean like 20 plus characters, we could use quote unquote filler to flesh out those characters a little bit more, give them more of a chance to shine in their own individual moments rather than cutting them because they might not be the most plot relevant at the moment, which I think Dr. Stone does kind of suffer from that problem. Once a character has outlived their usefulness in the plot, they kind of just get regulated to the background and they just give funny quips, which I still love those characters. I still really like Dr. Stone, but if we'd been given a little bit more time, I think we could have gotten a lot more out of those characters. Filler? I hardly know her. Oh, oh my. I'll have to explain the difference between ending an episode where, oh, this character might die versus, oh, this happened, I can't wait for next season, I actually love the second type. But the first type of filler feels cheap a lot of the time. If it's an episode, I kind of understand. It's just like, oh, what happened next episode? If it's like the season finale, I don't know. I think it just depends on execution. I think both versions of that could have a good version and a bad version. I think it mostly depends on execution. But yeah, I could see where you come from saying that it feels cheap sometimes, or a lot of the times. I agree with your take on more filler would benefit a lot of shows, and I've talked with you about that before. Yeah, I do want to write a video about it. It's the season. No, I know that like you're talking about for Witch Hat, it's the season finale, but I'm saying like in general for every show. If it's an episode, cliffhanger. Oh, okay. Sorry. I get you now. I do actually want to write an episode about like we need filler in anime, kind of a clickbait title, where it kind of goes over my thoughts on basically kind of what I just explained, but scripted and more elegant, with actual examples that aren't coming from the top of my head. Anyway, getting back on topic, this is Chitose in the Rimuru bottle, but did this come out this season? Or was this last season? Let's see. I feel like this was a fall show, not a winter show. Yeah, this was a... Okay, I guess it bled into... Oh, did it get delayed into winter? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to put this where I put it in... where I put it in my fall playlist or tier list. This is just a bad romance. This is a really bad... It's a really bad rom-com or whatever it's trying to be. TLDR, go watch my fall tier list, but TLDR, it feels like someone who was never popular in high school is writing about what he thinks a popular kid is like. And when compared to a lot of its peers in this genre, it falls so incredibly short. It is painfully cringe. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because we've talked about this at depth in the fall tier list. This one is Gintama, I believe. Did we get a Gintama this season? Oh, it's a movie. I do not watch anime movies, but I do want to watch Gintama, so I'll come back to this one eventually. This one is the Dangers in My Heart movie. I believe this is a compilation. Yeah, compilation film recapping the first 2 seasons. That's a lot. That's a lot to recap in one movie. Sometimes I'm interested to see how I'm interested to see how these recap movies actually are formatted, because I feel like that's 24 episodes you're smashing into what I assume is under 2 hours. Sometimes I'm really interested to see how they manage to do that. Other times I'm just like I could be using this time to watch something else. But for how much I love The Dangers in My Heart, I do know the content that is in this movie. It's the first 2 seasons. It's going to go in S tier. My goat. It is a recap movie, which I haven't seen, but I know the content of this. I will say, just go watch The Dangers in My Heart in general. If you like romance, probably one of the best we've had in its bracket for a very, very long time. It is an incredible show. Yeah, I don't know if I could recommend the movie personally, but The Dangers in My Heart in general, S tier show. I guess I'll put this in NA, be more fair. Ads, god damn, ads are crazy. I'll wait a little bit for y'all. I'll wait for y'all to get those ads out of the way. Oops. Let's see, what is this? Okay, that's it thing. All right, all right. There's just one. Okay, we are back. This one, this tier list has a lot of movies. This one, I am not entirely sure what it is. So thank God for Google Lens. Am I right, guys? Let's check out what this is. Chaotic scene from a painting. All right, I do not recognize this screenshot, so I'm going to put this in NA. I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've seen it, so I'll leave it in NA. Not entirely sure what it is. It doesn't look like anything from a movie. So, Steel Ball Run. This is a show that has is it number 2 now, or is it in the top I think it's in the top 3. I believe it's number 2 on Mal. One nearly hour-long episode, I believe. And I'll pick it up later. It's number 4 now. Okay. Nice, ReZero. Let's go, ReZero. Yeah, JoJo's, I really enjoy this series. I don't see the point of only watching this one episode. I'm just gonna wait for the rest of the series, or at least a good chunk of the series to come out. Because by the time by the time Steel Ball Run Part 2 comes out, I'm gonna have forgotten what is in this episode. So might as well just wait. What, like a couple or 2 seasons? So it's coming out in fall, I believe. I'll wait. I did the same thing with Fate over here. The special came out like a year ago, and now that the whole series is out, I watched the special and then I watched the series. Yeah, I could be patient like that. So I'm sure that this is really good, but I'm not gonna watch this because I don't want to wait between seasons. Shane Soldier, this is a dropped. I did not really care for season 1 that much. And season 2 does, from what I've seen, season 2 does not seem to have improved on anything in season 1. I will say, just read the manga. I'll just say that, read the manga. It's definitely got it definitely has a much stronger artistic style. I'll say that in the manga. The manga actually has a much stronger artistic style. If you care for me to use the word, it's saucy. Whereas the anime is kind of mediocre in terms of its animation quality. It's not super it's not a super impressive anime, I'll say, but manga actually does seem to be impressive from what I've read. It fell behind Full Metal recently, and ReZero got to the number 2. Oh wow! So Full Metal took back. So Full Metal is in number 3. ReZero is number 2, and Frieren, I believe it's Frieren season 2, right? Is number 1 now, or is it Frieren season 1? I forgot which one. I think it's season 2, right? But hey, Full Metal is now in the top 3. I hope ReZero is actually able to stay up there. From everything I've heard, this season is phenomenal. It's actually generational. So I hope ReZero is actually able to stay within the top 3. And now that it's over, I think it makes a lot more sense for it to be up there. Like, it earned that spot. Whereas this one, it just kind of feels like JoJo fans jumped at the opportunity to get JoJo up in the top 3, even though this is just as quote-unquote bad as the Netflix release date or release schedule for Stone Ocean, which so many JoJo fans were complaining about. It is unreal. It's season 1. Okay, that one actually. Okay, season 1 of Free Run feels earned for being up there. All right, Fire Force. Wow, this is we're just showing. I just don't watch anime, do I? This one is a pickup. I have not had the time to catch up on season 3, so I haven't even seen season 3 part 1 yet. And that means I haven't had the time to pick up on season 4 part or season 3 part 2. This is a show that I kind of want to rewatch because it's been a few years since I started it. When did Fire Force come out? Let's see. When did Fire Force season 1 come out? 2019? What? Wow. I thought that was a 2020 show. Wow, it has been a while. It's been a hot minute since season 1 came out. So this is a show that I do want to try and rewatch and kind of get familiar again with the world, with the lore, and all that. I do have my problems with the show, but I do find it interesting. I do kind of like the ideas that it has. The action and the action is great, but the sound effects are just chef's kiss. So eventually, I do want to sit down and rewatch Fire Force from the start. I just haven't had the time. And from what I've heard, this ending is actually really, really good. So yeah, I'll get back to this one event. All of these I'll get to eventually, but Fire Force, actually, I'm going to put it at the top. This is the one I'm, as of right now, this is the one I'm really interested in catching up on. Because I do want the context of the ending. And yeah, Core 2 of ReZero Season 4, at least the source material is even stronger than Core 1. I wonder if ReZero is going to fill up the top 2 and top 3 spots. I guess unless Core 1 of Season 4 gets review bombed, we could potentially see Core 2 either surpass it or just barely make it under it. I will only see. Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But wait, man, we only have to wait a couple months until we start seeing those MAL ratings start going up. All right, the reason why everyone is here. Cosmic Princess Kaguya time. I know you guys are just here for Sense to be a hero. You guys don't care about. Yeah, you do care about this one. This is one that I heard a lot of good stuff about before I ended up watching it. Everyone was saying that it was like an incredible movie. It was life. No, it was life changing. But I heard a ton of really good stuff about it. I had seen quite a few clips about it, too. So, of course, it's a movie. I don't tend to really not that I have anything wrong with movies. I just kind of have a hard time sitting down and getting invested in anime movies of projects that I'm not familiar with. Like, sit me down in front of a My Hero Academia movie, I'm there all day. But when it comes to new projects, I'm probably like, oh man, I need to find the time to like sit down and get invested in this. So I had kind of been pushing it off. And then Sora told me, he's like, I'm gonna react to Cosmic Princess Kaguya. I don't know where that reaction went. Did he ever actually react to it? I don't remember him posting anything about it, but I swear he told me he was gonna do a reaction to it. So I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll watch it. So the night he said that he was going to do a reaction to it, I watched it on my own. So we would have something to talk, like, we could talk about it and he doesn't have to like skirt around spoilers. And it's mid. It's mid. No, I don't mean this in like a. I don't mean this in like a derogatory. This is a mid show. This is or mid movie. It's not good. You guys have terrible taste. For me, I don't know why. It didn't hit. A lot of this movie just kind of ended up falling really soft for me, I guess. I understand what they were trying to do. I understand like they were trying to have this big emotional ending sequence with the Kaguya and with the other girl, and uh, then they have like the actual ending of the movie. But for me, whatever for whatever reason, I couldn't find myself getting invested in this film. It felt a little bit more like a music video and a proof of concept rather than like its own fully developed thing, which I know is like way off the ball or way off the mark because I know a lot of people really love this show or really love this movie. And I do think that over time, eventually, I probably will watch this movie again, um, potentially on a rewatch, or as times change, I could see myself liking this movie. I can see myself kind of going back to it, and maybe in like when I do have like a certain time of my life, this movie will actually hit me in the way that it's supposed to hit me, or in the way that it's trying to hit me. Before what it was when I watched it, I felt every minute of this thing. Uh, the fake ending that it did actually got me. When the movie ended for the first time, I was like, "Oh my god, it's over." Okay, I was about to stop Netflix, and then the movie started again. I'm like, "Oh, okay, we still have like half an hour left." So the fake ending actually got me in probably the worst way possible, but I will say the animation is very pretty. Um, that's about it. The animation is really pretty. I do like Kaguya and the other girl. I do like their dynamic, but I don't know. It's just it didn't. I didn't find myself as emotionally invested as I thought I would be, and maybe it was because everyone was gassing up this movie as the greatest thing ever made in anime history. So maybe my expectations were a little too high. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mindset when I was watching it, or maybe I'm just not in the right place in life watching it either. But for me, actually, I'm just gonna change. I feel like mid has a really bad connotation. I have it because it's funny, but it's mid slash okay. All right, guys, it's mid slash okay. That's what this tier is. I thought the movie was just okay. It was alright. The action sequences really bugged me in terms of like this was has some really bad choreography. It feels like this movie was made to be TikTok edited. Like it feels like the creators, like when they were animating a lot of these action sequences, they're like, "Oh man, this is gonna go so hard on TikTok," and they kind of animated the choreography to be TikTok friendly. I don't know. So the action sequences really bugged me. I know it's not technically an action movie, but they had I don't know, it had a lot of potential in terms of like the choreography, and I don't think it was edited well. It felt very scatterbrained. And then the overall story, the action sequences, that's not important. That's just a nitpick that I have. But the overall story in itself didn't hit for me. Which a lot like JJK, I'm like, I feel so bad because I know so many people like this movie. I know a lot of it's connected with a lot of people. But for me, it just didn't connect, and I can't really give it anything high. It's not bad. That's the thing. Like, it's not a bad movie. It's just something that, not for me, I guess. Not or nothing that hits me personally right now. I am ready to read your paragraphs. I'm ready to read your essays. Oh, so season or core 1 and 2 of ReZero are going to be counted as the same season. Unlike season 3, unlike season 2, where both cores were counted separately on this side. Okay, that's cool. I prefer it when Mal does that. I prefer when Mal counts something more as a whole instead of like, oh, this is part 1, this is part 2. I didn't know. I didn't know that ReZero was going to be counted like that. That's pretty cool. Oh, man, this one breaks my heart. Medalist. All right, Fire Force, you're going to end up going down a peg. Medalist is a show that I really want to pick up, but I'm currently just binging through My Hero Academia right now. So right now, My Hero Academia has like the action slot. I know Medals isn't an action show, but like My Hero Academia like takes up a big slot of like what I watch on TV when I have the time. Um, when I have the time, I'm just watching My Hero Academia right now. So any other show that's like Medalist or some other shows that we have down here, I do want to rewatch season one, because I really love season one and I want to be able to binge it with season two. So I just need the time. When I finish when I finish My Hero Academia as a series, not even, I was gonna say season seven. No, like My Hero Academia is done. So when I finish My Hero Academia as a series, I'm gonna be binging like everything that I've been missing on. ReZero, I guess, is gonna be first. Sorry, Medalist. I'll get to you eventually. You are my, like, season one was one of my goats. It was one of my all-time favorites of last year. So I'm so excited to see more. Beastars, much like a lot of things, I'm really interested in checking it out. One of those shows that I've heard a lot of good things about. It's just I wasn't into, or I wasn't as heavily into anime, but at the time that this came out, so I did miss the initial season 1 and season 2. Is this season 3 or season 4? I did miss the initial releases of season 1 and season 2. So this is a show that ended up being a catch-up game. And like I said, currently binging My Hero Academia, have a laundry list of other shows that I need to catch up on. But Beastars is a show that I will eventually catch up on because I think I'm really going to like it, especially from what I've heard. We're going to skip around a little bit. Kaguya-sama, same thing. Actually, I'm going to put this one down here or over here. I love Kaguya-sama. Is the movie released on Crunchyroll yet? I know it was released in theaters. Not in America. I know it was released in theaters, but I don't remember if it was released in America. I don't know if it's on Crunchyroll yet. But I love Kaguya-sama. I am very disappointed. I'm so disappointed that they just decided, like, you know what? We made it halfway through the manga. We're going to skip to the end now. Like, oh my gosh, I mean, it's a romance show, but I love long-running romances. I feel like it's not a thing that we have a lot of. And I feel like A1 Studios is like, you know what? You know what we need to do? We need to put more resources into Solo Leveling. Cut Kaguya-sama. And I'm like, no. Why would you do that? I feel like season 3 and the first movie left off on a point where, like, the entire dynamic of the show, the entire basically, like, the foundation of the show were shaken so much. I was so curious to see, like, how the show would go on, how the story would tell itself. Now that so much has changed within the dynamic between all these characters, and like, and it's over. I'm like, no, you're missing like 10 manga volumes. Go back, A1, go back and make season 4 of Kaguya-sama, and my life is yours. But yeah, I'm eventually gonna check out this movie. I'm just kind of bummed that this is it, and it does kind of feel like A1 decided, like, you know what? We got our hands on Fate. We got our hands on Solo Leveling. Who needs Kaguya-sama? So hopefully maybe another studio picks it up and we can kind of get Kaguya-sama, the missing pieces, like with Horimiya. But that's just cope. But yeah, I'll eventually watch this movie when I'm not bummed out about the series being over. Let me read your comments. Now, I feel like that's a good place to pause. Okay, so this is going over the ratings for ReZero. It makes more sense because I remember when rating them, I was like, how am I going to score season 2 core 1 versus season 2 core 2, especially when it doesn't have the most clear cutoff point? I would just score them at the same. I would just score them the same, aka 5 stars or 10 out of 10s, however, whatever rating system you use. Beastars, aka Sora's autobiography. Sora's not even here and he's catching strays. You know, it was funny. I was thinking of roasting Sora on that. Like, I know this is Sora's favorite show, but I didn't say anything. I don't gotta say anything. Poor Sora out here catching strays left and right. My man. My poor mans. Solo Leveling continues to be the bane of our existence. Me, a Freerun fan, being salty. I hated Solo Leveling before it was cool. Listen, I'm mostly having fun when I say that it's solo leveling's fault that we lost Kaguya-sama. I enjoy solo leveling. It is not um high cuisine. I think it's one of the better junk food anime or action shows out there. People would hate me so much for this, but if Solo Leveling season 2 and Jujutsu Kaisen season 3 came out, like Jujutsu Kaisen would be down here and Solo Leveling would probably be in a good time or great even. Um Actually, yeah, if Solo Leveling season 2 came out in this year or in this season, I would probably put it in great. I enjoy Solo Leveling. I think it's fun junk food. It's nothing uh, nothing to be critically acclaimed for. I do think that it ends up snubbing a lot of anime just because of its sheer popularity. Um, but I have a fun time with it. Just, it's like isekai. You know, sometimes you just want to watch a bad isekai. And sometimes you just want to turn your brain off and look at the pretty pictures. It just sucks that so much gets taken away because of solo leveling. I think all that ends up like making it worse for that show. Bro would genuinely have solo leveling above sentence to be a hero, and I wouldn't be sorry about it. I would not be sorry about it. I found solo leveling to be so enjoyable. I like solo leveling, and I'm not going to apologize. In all seriousness, it is enjoyable stuff. Yeah, I know. I know people that actually do have their genuine critiques about the show. And like when someone comes up to me and like they start telling me like, yeah, I don't like solo leveling because this, and this, you know, like I understand horrible side characters, paper thin plot. But you know, sometimes you don't need the strongest plot. It is an entertaining show for me. And I will acknowledge, yeah, the side character stuck. Jinwoo is barely a character anymore. The plot is there. And yeah, that's really it. But the show somehow has this like little stranglehold in my brain. I'm genuinely kind of curious to see where it's gonna go. But yeah, it's like we'll get to Sentence to Be. Oh my god. I guess I will say objectively, Sentence to Be a Hero is a better show, but in terms of my personal enjoyment, which is what this tier list is about, yeah, it's gonna be down there. Anyway, Trigun Stargaze is another show that I'm gonna put right next to Medalist. Much like with my much like with these three or these four, the My Hero Academia binge has been putting a lot of these action shows on stall for me. So yes, I will be binging Stargaze. And the reason why I wasn't watching it live is because I really wanted to rewatch season 1 before I went into this one. So Stargaze is going to, I'm probably in the spring seasonal one. We'll come back and re-rank Medalist and Stargaze after I've seen them. I feel like by like the end of August I'll have watched these ones. I know Fate's right there. I'm kind of skipping around. We'll get to I don't know. We'll talk about Fate in a second. Message retracted. You can read it right here, actually. I read Soul Leveling, and I don't know, I can't read it from here. I read the web novel for Soul Leveling, and I couldn't get past the racist elements. Interesting. I didn't realize that Jinwoo was racist. Maybe I should start watching it. No, don't tell Sora. He'll start calling it the best anime of all time. I didn't realize that it was racist at all. I guess the anime toned it down. I don't think I've noticed anything. That's interesting. I don't think I noticed anything about when it comes to the anime. I did not know that the web novel had any racist elements or undertones to it. That's the first time I've been hearing about it. I feel for as big as Soul Leveling is, that would have been a little bit that would have come out earlier. Interesting. I don't remember how to pronounce. Is this Shinometa? Shiboyugi. Shinometa is the other one. Oops. Shiboyugi. Playing death games to put food on the table. It's not. Yeah, mostly kidding that Gene Woo's racist, but I wonder who is the racist. It could be you. It could be you. It could be me. It's clear when you read the web novel. I'm going to assume that they ended up just cutting it for the adaptation because I feel like, um, especially since it's an anime adaptation, I feel like they want to make it as marketable as possible. So they would probably change some of that stuff around. The whole subplot with the Japanese hunters. Uh, well, they all died, I think. Which I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I think that was just making fodder. You know, they brought in new hunters, um, to like and like, oh, they're so cool. They're like stronger than the hunters that we have, and they're all dead. But I feel like that's less of a. Uh, I feel like it's less of a racism thing and more of just solo leveling's really bad problem. Unless I'm forgetting something. Unless I'm forgetting something about season two. Um, but I feel like it's more of just solo leveling's problem with side character. Anyone that's not Jinwoo does not get anything. Um, the fate that the Japanese hunters went through would have been the exact fate that the Korean hunters would have gone through. And I think the only reason why that the Korean hunters survived was because Beru was toying with them. With the Japanese hunters, I think he saw that one of them was not a threat, but one of the he saw that the leader of the Japanese hunters was actually like powerful, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take this one seriously. And then we realize like, oh, my toy broke, or like he's like, oh, this champion was not as strong as I thought he would be. I think that's why Beru let the Korean hunters last a little bit longer. He was just toying with them. The Japanese hunters he took seriously because he's like, oh, that one's strong. I'm gonna give him my all. And then he's like, should temper my expectations for the next group. And then he's just started toying with the Koreans. I can elaborate more in BC. All right, for sure. I do think that the anime probably cut out the panels, or what? Well, not panels, any dialogue or anything that could have been racist, especially considering it is a Japanese anime. It's not a Korean anime, it's a Japanese anime. So I would think that if there was racism towards the Japanese, Japan would have ended up cutting it out or changing it. But who knows? Getting back on track though. Shibuyugi. This one was one that I was really interested in. And at the end of the day, I did drop it, but I got like 7 or 8 episodes into it, so it's not something that I'm like, oh, I only watched 1 episode, so I'm gonna put it here. As I wasn't terribly interested in catching up to what was left of the series. I think I found a pretty good stopping point when I ended up dropping it. So I think I did watch enough to kind of give it the okay rating. It just feels like it's very, I think pretentious is the wrong word, but I don't really have any synonyms towards it. But it feels like it's trying to be high level art, and yeah, it's all right. It's entertaining enough, um, but not something I necessarily had the best time watching. If you like death games, I think it's probably one of the better death game animes out there. It does take itself super seriously. But I don't think death games is a genre that I generally care for too much. So yeah, this show, interesting premise in terms of how the whole death game ordeal is handled. But it is a very much a downer show. This show is a downer. So if you enjoy death games, I think you're going to enjoy this one. But for me personally, I just thought it was all right. Nothing too crazy to talk about. Oh, so it's Korean on Japanese racism. That makes more sense. South Korea and Japan famously have beef, partially due to the unfortunate World War II history. But you get the head Japanese hunter's perspective in the novel, and it's just not. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so I do believe we do get some perspective with the head Japanese hunter in the anime. I do not think it was it, it his dialogue from what I remember. I do not remember going like, "Damn, that's racist." I just kind of like, "All right, he's just like chill, average, cool guy." Okay, that makes more sense. Damn, Eevee. That makes more sense. Okay. Put in that perspective. Not defending it, just I get it now. All right, the Power Rangers one, Kamen Rider. This one again. Okay, I think I got about halfway through the series. It's fun. It's entertaining enough. I think it does get to a point where I think it does get to the point where like we jump the shark and then we jump another shark and then we jump another shark. Um so I think where the series started off, I would have been happy if we kind of like stayed at that level, but it gets to a point where things get so ridiculous that yeah, things get so ridiculous. I couldn't really stay invested in the show anymore. I do think it's funny. It was one of the stronger comedies of the season. Wait, the Kamen Rider one came out. I thought this came out in fall actually. Yeah, this came out in fall. But yeah, it was I like it had some good moments in the beginning, and I think it started to fall off for me as we got more closer to the middle of this series. I don't even want to know how the series ended because oh my god, some crazy stuff was happening. I do not want to. I can't even comprehend how much more crazy it could have gotten. All right, Evie, take a step back, man. Chill out, man. Chill out. Um, this golden. No, it's not golden. This is the other one. This is the other show. I forgot. It's Oh wait, no, that's not what I thought it was. Mm, shoot, I thought that. Oh, that's right. Oh, that is Golden Kamuy. Okay. This is one that I'll watch eventually. Just a long running series that I didn't that I wasn't into anime when the show started, or I wasn't into it as heavily as I am now. So I missed a lot. I have a lot to catch up on. The Scarlet one. The What's this one called specifically? Um, Witch. Nope, that's Journal with Witch. Wait a minute. I feel like this is a mix between Fall and Fall and Winter. Did this one come out in? Yeah, there's Kamen Rider. That was a fall show. I feel like this one came out in fall too. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm tripping. Could be tripping. I forgot what the name of this one's actually called. I never ended up finishing it. Oh, the Holy Grail of Eris, not Scarlet. There's no witch in that title. I don't know what I'm doing. Um, yeah, this one is a dropped. I think I tried to. I think I hit the 3 episode rule. I might have watched a little bit more. Um, I just don't care about the main character at all. I think she's just a. I think the main character is the plain board. And then like Scarlet, I believe is her name, or like the witch, the actual villainess of the show, is far more interesting. But we have to learn her story through the main character's perspective, and oh gosh, what a drag! She's really literally like a nothing of a character. Her whole like villainous moment is one that you've seen tons and tons of times over, where she gets framed by the her betrothed other fiance, and then she like the kingdom starts to hate on her. But it was such an easy thing to like, and I get it, like she's like just kind of a kid. She's a little shy, so of course she wouldn't have probably called out anyone on it, but man, I don't know. It was one of those times where I'm watching the TV. I'm like, for the love of God, just say something, please say something. And then of course, the actual main interesting character does something. Um, it's just it's so dull. But then again, it's probably just not for me. I don't care for villainous shows. I Every season there's a new villainous show. Every season I hear like, oh, this is the villainous show to get you into villainous shows. I try and watch it, and never, ever do I get interested in it. I just need to stop watching villainous shows, which I think I was finally able to crack it. I do not believe I watched a single villainous show this spring. So, round of applause, guys. I did it. I finally broke the curse. I finally stopped trying to give villainous shows a chance. But if you enjoy villainous shows, this is probably going to be something that you enjoy. Um, Again, the main character is a piece of bread. She like there is not a lot. There's not a lot going for her. But it does follow the villainous formula quite a bit. We do have like some twist here and there in terms of like how they kind of bend that formula to make the show its own thing. And I think that it could be interesting, but I don't find this genre particularly interesting. And with such a weak main character, within a genre that I don't care about, it's not something that I'm going to spend my time watching, especially if like I wasn't grabbed within those first 3 episodes. And those first 3 episodes, you felt that time going. Ads. Whoa, so YouTube does give ads for everyone at the same time. Okay. We shall wait a little bit. Okay, I'm back from my ads. The good old Shield Hero plotline. Yeah, basically, honestly. Um, it's just instead of an HR assault, it's instead of like HR complaints, it's just kind of like your average, like, oh, she stole this. She stole my thing. I forgot exactly what they tried to frame her for, but the the girlfriend of her betrothed fiance was like, oh, your fiance stole like my purse or something. And it was so dumb. Okay, I got a rant about this. It was so dumb. If I remember correctly, I don't remember if it was the purse or not. But basically, the servant of the evil fiance came up to the main character, and the servant's like, I have to use the bathroom. Can you hold my boss's purse for me, please? And then the servant ran off, and then immediately the evil fiance came down and was like, I cannot believe you stole my purse, or whatever object it was that the main character was handed. And it became a whole thing, and the main character was struggling so hard to say like, your servant gave it to me. And of course this was all a ploy. The servant was in on it. And the evil fiance was just kind of going at it. She's like, you stole my purse, you do not deserve to be here, yada yada yada. And it was like the whole typical villainous first episode where everyone in the courtroom or everyone in the ballroom starts turning on the main character. And she's like, I can't speak sentences. I forgot English. And then where the big twist, the biggest twist, is that she does not get condemned to be a villainess, because the villainess of the show, Eris, I think that it's either Eris or Scarlet. I don't know why I think it's Scarlet, but the villainess of the show is actually a ghost, and she possesses the main character, and she tells everyone off. It was actually pretty satisfying. And then the evil fiance gets what's coming to her, and the main character is spared from being a villainess of no volition of her own. If she had not been possessed, oh, poor girl would have been cast out of the kingdom. But that first episode was rough. It was really frustrating. And then episodes 2 and 3 just not interesting to me. The reason you don't like villainous shows is because you secretly You're secretly living for the show. What? No, don't tell me. No, 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 no. Wait. I just had flashbacks to that AI generated looking soul leveling ripoff trailer we watched for the summer seasonal trailers. Tell Zombie about that. What was that trash called? I do not actually. Let me see. We have a. Did I say that I wanted to watch a villainous show in the summer? Oh, please tell me no. Don't tell me I've betrayed myself already. What was that one called? The Tomb. Is it called Tomb Raider King or something like that? Or some. Let's see. Yeah, the Tomb Raider King. You know what's funny? I saw some more. Or I saw some like promotions of this on YouTube, and people were calling it a soul leveling ripoff. And some comments were like, actually, the source material for this came out before solo leveling. But yeah, it's literally like almost the exact same thing as solo leveling in terms of aesthetic and look. A copy paste main character, which was every Korean webtoon. The snake makes an appearance. And so just some other. If you watch the trailer, it is so funny how close solo leveling and this are, and it's rough. It does look AI generated in the trailer, and I hope it's not. It's not an accusation I would like to throw around lightly. But yeah, this was obviously my must watch. This is obviously my must watch. I'll probably see if it has decent reviews or if the action got any better, but no, that does not look good. All right, Vigilantes is going to the top of picking back up once again after I catch up to My Hero Academia. I'm going to be rewatching season 1 of Vigilantes so I can watch season 2 of Vigilantes. I love Vigilantes so much. This is such a fun show. So, and from what I've seen in season 2, I think I'm going to love it even more because it looks like we're going to be getting some. It looks like we're going to be getting some backstory and some context of some of the pro heroes that we see in the normal My Hero Academia series. So this is kind of like if you watch My Hero Academia and you want to see more of the adult heroes, this is the show for you because I think this show they did that with season 1, and it looks like season 2 is going to do that even more. It's going to flesh out a lot more of those characters, which I'm so down for. I love the pro heroes in My Hero Academia, so being able to see them younger and in their prime and getting to see some more of their backstories and lore, that's all I need. Perfect. So I'm really excited about this one. Tomb Raider King is just as made as solo leveling. It also has my guilty pleasure trope, regression. All right, I cannot wait for it to win the Crunchyroll Awards this year, guys. Tomb Raider King for Anime of the Year. Tomb Raider King for Anime of the Year, guys. I cannot wait. It's going to be a great Crunchyroll Awards. I'll see you then, guys. I'll see you then. I'll see you when the voting starts. This one, is this the firefighting one? Like, is this like supposed to be promotional art for the firefighting one, or is this supposed to be something else? Not sure. Got a cheat skill in another world. Okay. I'll just put this in not applicable because I didn't know that we got that. Oh, it's an OVA? Huh. I didn't know that this got an OVA. Anyway, I dropped this show, so not applicable. I guess we should. Oh my god, we have so much left to go through. This show, or this movie, is a peak. I believe it's just all the episodes. This is the Galaxy Train. Or is it? Yeah. Milky Subway, the Galactic Limited Express movie. So if you don't like watching short episodes, because I believe this entire series is like a culmination of 10 to 12 3 to 5 minute shorts on YouTube. This is the movie of that, aka they cut all the shorts and put them together into one like hour long thing. Whether you watch the shorts or whether you watch the movie, S tier. Like I think that you guys should check it out. It's creator made. The story behind this show is great, both in terms of like how it was made and the story that the show tells. So yeah, if you haven't given it a shot, check out the Milky Subway, the Galactic Limited Express movie. Check this one out if you haven't already. It's going to take you like probably 40 minutes at most, I think. Not even an hour. The only webtoon that's in talks for an anime that I'm hyped about, or that I'm hyped for, is Star Embracing Swordsmaster. Oh, that one I haven't heard of. Oh, yeah, okay, I remember. The Mao Mao one, right? Yes, you do have a villainous show, although it's a unique one that feels like a palace drama like Apothecary Diaries. Okay, I remember. I can't wait to drop that one. We'll see how I like it. I don't know. I'm trying to give up the villainous pipeline, but who knows? Maybe that's gonna be the show. This is a movie for um, what's this one called? Shoot. It's the Toxic Yuri. What's it called? No, is it not here? I know it had a movie. It's not here, is it? Oh shoot! It came from last year though. I forgot what this one was called. It was very, very bad. So disappointing. I feel like it would be at the bottom in terms of the alphabet. No, what was it called? Oh no. Okay, there's no freaking way I'll be your lover unless next shine. Okay, this is from last season. My bad. That's from last season. But oh my gosh. This is probably one of the um worst series I've seen in a very, very long time. It's just so infuriating. It's so infuriating. Where did it go on the tier list? I lost it. Oh shoot. Oh yeah, it's right here. Dookie Bad. Yeah. I know how this movie ends, and if you wanted to have like any form of closure with this relationship or like this messy relationship, yeah, this movie ain't for you, man. This is one of the most frustrating romances I've seen in a long time. And I do think that the main character is hilarious. This is where the 5 Kun meme came from, with the PS5. The main character I actually really like. It's like everyone around her though. Her supporting cast is rough, and they treat her like property and not a person. And I hate that in romance, honestly. Let's see. I've shown Star Embracing Swordmaster to Ryan. It's not exactly breaking new ground, but it made me cry over a sword. So it's doing something right. Hey, you know what? If something can make you cry over an inanimate object, it's like with no, I was actually gonna spoil One Piece. My bad. Never mind. I'll keep that to myself. But yeah, if something can make you cry over an inanimate object, definitely doing something right. This is this Tales of the Wedding Ring? Tales of the Wedding Ring got an OVA or a season 2? No, did he actually get a season 2? What? Yeah, this is probably from last year. Anyway, I did not watch this, so I'm gonna put that here. This one, we're gonna kind of like, I'm gonna just kind of speed some of these. I'm kind of going on. I'm just kind of going on and on about a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna speed rank what I haven't seen. This looks interesting. Oh, this is the Jack of All Trades show? That's the visual for Jack of All Trades? Okay, we'll skip that for now. Villainous show, I don't care. Baki, I'll get to Baki eventually. Just another one of those long-running shows that I haven't had the time to watch, which I really do want to watch it. Ordering some food, all right, pay the tax TV, check, send me some as well. This one, didn't watch, don't really care to watch. The Sora one, we'll talk about later. This one, the Kunon can't see. I don't know, it's just not something. I think I have it in my plan to watch, but it's not something I'm really eager to watch. This weird one, didn't watch. Sora's Anthropomorphic Schoolgirls, I didn't watch. I know that's in his GOAT list. To Your Eternity, again, something that I will watch eventually. This one, what is this one? No, is that the Among Us one? Did Among Us get a continuation into winter? That looks like the Among Us show, or at least one of the girls does. Let me expand this a little bit out. Yeah, this is the Among Us one, isn't it? Genosha. Did Genosha get the 24 episode treatment? Or is this like one of those fall shows that bleeds in. It did get a 21 episodes. Okay. We'll rank this in dropped. I talked about this in fall, so if you want to see my full thoughts on this, go check out my fall tier list. This one I didn't watch. This one I didn't. I'm not into this franchise. Is this not Jack of all trades? Did they put Jack of all trades twice? We'll rank those together. Tis time for torture. I was not interested in season 1, but season 2 actually, I watched the opening. It actually kind of made me want to watch season 1. So maybe this is something I'll pick up eventually. This one is some of Ryan's junk food. I didn't watch it, but it has pretty high rating. So hey, who knows? Maybe I'll go check it out eventually. This one, haven't seen season 1. I'm not interested in it. The initial D MF Ghost, haven't seen it. This one I haven't seen either. This one's a hentai. This one I'm not sure what this one is. Oh, Doraemon. Okay, not my show. Doraemon, haven't seen it. Not a franchise I'm particularly familiar with. This is an appraisal isekai. This is a movie I haven't seen. Card Capture, haven't seen. This one, I thought that this is you guys. I'm pretty sure that you're the same show. This is season 1. This is season 2. Blue the Samurai. Is it? It's something samurai, right? I don't know why I exited out of the season charts. That's my bad. Not that one. Not that one either. Okay. This one I don't think I've started this one. Yeah, this one I haven't started yet. This one I don't recognize. We'll talk about that one later. This is a movie I haven't seen, but I will watch it. Actually, I guess I'll put this movie up here too. This one I haven't seen. This one I haven't seen either. Or I didn't want to watch this one. This one doesn't look familiar, but it could just be the cover art. This is a very bottom heavy. I kind of slacked off in winter. I'm not going to lie. Not a lot of shows really interested me. This is the Fist of the North Star spinoff? What? Oh, spinoff. Okay, I just realized. Okay, spinoff. This one I have not seen, and I did not watch it. We should make an Eevee isekai where he gets trapped in a fantasy world but has access to interdimensional DoorDash. This just what is it called? Cooking in Another World or something like that? Campfire Cooking in Another World. That's the exact plot of Campfire Cooking in Another World. I have a DoorDash addiction. Just instead of Amazon Prime, it's DoorDash. So it's arguably less useful. Dead Account, I did not want to watch that show, and I'm so glad I didn't. This one I haven't seen. This one didn't watch. This one, maybe I'll watch it. It kind of sounds fun. It's a kind of a city builder, but it is an isekai, so I don't know. This one I might check out later. This one didn't watch. I'll talk about that one later. This is a movie I'll get to eventually. This one I didn't watch. I'm not sure what this one is. This is what I should do this next time. I'll do this, guys. What is this? Image stylist artwork. Beastars? Are you sure? Who knows? I have Beastars already in my plan to watch this, so I'm not sure what this is. I'll do this next time, guys. Next time, before I start the stream, I'll put every show in the not applicable show. I'll put every show in non applicable. And then that way, like, we don't have to sit through me kind of skimming through and trying to find out what's what. This is a movie. I'll get to it eventually. This one I didn't watch. This one looks kind of familiar, but also not. Oh, okay. This is a dropped. Actually, I'll put in NA. This is season 2, so not season 1. Doop. Doop. Is that a movie? Okay, I'll actually. That actually looks really interesting. What is that? Campfire cooking involves the MC cooking. Evie wouldn't cook. I'm not. I'm. I can cook. I'm just lazy and don't. I don't often. Same Evie. Same. Your ultimate attack is spamming DoorDash driver. Uh, Scary monster gets run over by the dasher. Yes, imagine the driver is consistent character and with his own personality. That'd be hilarious. And he's like, found yourself in one of these situations again, huh? This is a movie. I do kind of want to watch this one. I'll put this one up here too. This one I haven't seen. And this one I haven't seen either. So we are left with um oh actually I'll put this one over here. All right. So we are left with everything that I have seen. And now so next time, yeah, I'll definitely just put everything in the NA list as well as the picking back up list. I think that's what I'll do. And then we can talk about the stuff that I've actually seen instead of me kind of picking through what I haven't seen yet. The driver, no, the driver is either Sora or Ryan, or they do it in shifts. So Sora's the day shift and Ryan's the night shift. This will be a peak comedy isekai. On God, man. All right, let's talk about the firefighting one. This is genuinely probably one of the worst shows to come out this year so far. Oh my gosh. I'm not even gonna talk about the horrible CGI. I'm usually the CGI defender, but I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about how just like really uninteresting this show is. For a show about fighting fires, they don't really do that often. And when they do fight fires, you realize that even with CGI, the budget is just not there for this show. Um it's I don't know if I can say it puts T-Bait to shame, but it's definitely the CGI equivalent of T-Bait. The fire is just not very lively here. I think they blew their entire load in the first episode and were never able to recover. This was actually going to be a one and done show for me. I just wanted to see like how bad the CG animation was. But my sister walked in on me watching it, and we ended up watching the episodes 2 and 3, which I think was all that was out at the time, just because it was so bad it was hilarious. Not even so bad it was good, just so bad it was hilarious. But as a in concept, I think a show about firefighters in ancient Japan would have been really interesting, but in execution, by God, they fumbled it so hard. So yeah, this is like, even though I only watched 3 episodes, I typically try and save the Dookie Bad tier for shows I've watched more of. No, fam. Nah. I don't need to watch anymore. This is really not worth your time. Hilarious. If you want to watch something like so bad it's good, especially in terms of like how they treat their animation, this might be a show for you. But oh my gosh, you have a lot of talking scenes to get through, and it's not interesting dialogue. Let's see. This one, the detective one. Let me see what this. No, oh, there it is. The Casebook of Arn. Full spoilers for the show. I don't think anyone's gonna care if I do spoil it. I was interested in the concept, and then I saw the trailer and said, not watching this trash. And that was the smart decision. I ended up watching 3 episodes, but hey, you know what? I watched it with Ness, and we had a blast. We had a blast making fun of it. But oh, that show was just not worth your time. Watch something else. But yeah, I think the concept is I do like period pieces. I like period pieces a lot. I think the concept is fairly interesting. Like it is kind of interesting to think like how people fought fires throughout the different periods of time in Earth's history. But again, execution. You can have a brilliant premise, but the execution is where it really matters. And this show is just, it's just a slog. It's just so boring, and it really doesn't have anything going for it. Um, it's everything about it is just lackluster at best, and that's the problem. The Casebook of Arn is a show that I ended up dropping. Again, I give it a 3-episode rule. The first episode, I can't even say it's their best episode. I don't know. It's kind of dull, but the first episode does something kind of cool, where full on spoilers. It introduces you to its main character, and you think that, oh, this is going to be the main character for the rest of the series. And well, I wouldn't say the episode was interesting. Oh, got an ad. Let's see if everyone else got an ad. Skipping it. All right, I'm back. Well, I wouldn't say that the main character of episode 1 was interesting. I would say that it was okay. It was passable. It was like your kind of generic mystery show. They killed him off. And it was so funny. Not funny, but they kill off the main character, and you realize, like, oh, it wasn't his story, huh? And the characters they get to replace him are certainly characters. Certainly characters. Not my favorite show. Because, again, it's not technically a period piece. It takes place in... I wonder if it actually does give a exact date. I would say it kind of takes place in, like, the Victorian era. But, like, all of a sudden, like, randomly, for a gag, the girl becomes, like, an Idol fan, and she starts waving the Idol sticks around, and it completely took me out of it. And then episode 3 was just very boring. So for a mystery show, this did not catch anything. I don't think I watched, unlike with this one, I don't think I watched enough to say that it was dookie bad, but oh, it was an easy drop. Add, right as you say the cool thing. Oh, dang, I'm so sorry. No, Eevee! But yeah, basically, yeah, bro, main character Kun dies, and you realize it was not his story, and then you go, might have been more interesting if it was his story. Because they do all the things to, like, build him up as the main character. They give him his tragic backstory, they give him all the reasoning you would need to get invested, and while it is just all so stereotypical and so standard, it does kind of work. So when they do kill him off for shock value, it does work again, where I'm like, whoa, they really did do that. They just killed off a kid in one of actually the most brutal ways possible. And then the show continues, and you're like, oh, well, this isn't what I signed up for in episode 1, and I barely signed up for it. Let's keep going. Actually, no, I need another Dookie Bad. This one, I only watched 1 episode, so again, I'm kind of breaking my own internal rule, where I would like to watch about half of a season in order to put it in Dookie Bad, but this comedy, it's an 80s, why do I always do this to myself? I closed it. It's an 80s remake comedy, right? Flashbang. What's it called? That it's just like these, like, school, it's school boys be boys. It's one of those comedies where it throws everything at the wall, 100 jokes per second, and maybe you will laugh at one of them, but by the time you realize that you're laughing, another 100 jokes have passed. Thing was, I didn't laugh a single bit. This was one of those shows where for 20 minutes you felt every single second, and I just didn't find it funny. I know I only watched the first 4 episodes, but this was probably one of the most painful first episodes that I've seen, and I can't imagine the show getting any better, especially if it's sitting at a 3. Yeah, especially if it's sitting at a 3 stars. I can't imagine it getting any better. So yeah, I'm gonna put this here in Dookie Bad. It is certainly a show of its time, um, and the comedy was not for me. The A Gentle Noble's Vacation is fairly dull. Basically, dude gets isekai'd into another fantasy realm. Like he's nobility from a fantasy world, and he gets isekai'd into another fantasy world that works almost entirely like his own, except he's not royalty, but everyone still treats him like royalty because he's wearing the clothes of his old noble home. It's all right. It's very. Actually, you know what? I did watch enough of it. I'll put it here. It's very mediocre. It's just very okay. Nothing too special about it to write home about, but also nothing offensively bad about it to to say it's bad. It's just I feel like this is a comfort show, right? If you enjoy isekai, if you enjoy fantasy, this is a show that you would want to put on and just like, yes, I'm used to this. This is my jam. It's one of those shows. So if this is like your wheelhouse of your genre, you'll probably find some enjoyment out of it. But for someone that's like not really into it, I don't really think that this show gave me anything in terms of comedy, characters, the world building. Actually, there was one cool tidbit about the world building that I really liked, and it was that the dungeons generate pictures of people that have gone into them. So like the longer if you're an adventurer, the longer you go into a dungeon or the more you accomplish in a dungeon, the dungeon will remember you and it will kind of create memorabilia about you. And then people sell that memorabilia. I thought that was actually a really unique thing. So I'll give the show that. I really like that aspect of the world building and the dungeon thing, the dungeon classes. Um, but overall, I ended up dropping after like 4 episodes, I think. But yeah, it's okay. Let's see. All right, I'll do. I'm gonna put these ones together because I think they're the same. This is the Jack of all trades show. Oh, this is promotional art for Jack of all trades. Again, I'm gonna put it. Actually, I'm gonna just put it in dropped. I don't care enough. This is just another standard, stereotypical fantasy Kirito copy paste swordsman. I got kicked out of the heroes party, even though I'm the strongest character there. And what do you know? I'm still the strongest character, and the heroes party's jealous. It's what if you like the heroes part, the whole heroes party kicking out trope, you'll probably enjoy this one. But again, very stereotypical. Does nothing new. Um, harem, it's whatever. It's whatever, man. So, again, I kind of do want to put it in mid slash okay, but like for me, I did not find much enjoyment out of this. It's not bad enough to be. It's not offensively bad, but it's also not good enough for me to want to put it here. So it's just going in dropped. Dropped is kind of where I put everything I don't care about. Tonight article, I have a lot of cool ideas. All right, yeah, I have not forgotten. Do not worry. Let's see what time it is. 2:41. Maybe we can hop on a call after the stream. We'll see. Actually, I do need to pick up some packages in a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I haven't forgotten about tonight. Don't worry about it, Eevee. All right. I think we've gotten to the point where it would be funnier if I rated Sentence to Be a Hero. Hey, Sora! Nothing to see here. After dinner works. All right. Okay, for sure, for sure. All right. I think we've gotten to the point of the tier list where it would be much funnier if I rated Sentence to Be a Hero now than if I did do it later. So we are going to we're gonna look at Sentence to Be a Hero. Now I have to update my video. What are we, oh no. All right, you know what? I was wrong. In the past, I've made a lot of mistakes. I called Sentence to Be Hero mid, but after some time has passed, I have to say This is one of the most peak shows of all time. Easily one of the best shows of our generation. Truly a masterclass in action, fantasy, and everything about this show is unique and beautiful, and clearly, clearly lived up to every single bit of the hype that was being laid down for it. And that is why it is one of my goats. Okay, moving on to Fate. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. So my actual true feelings about this show is going to get me hung. But again, it's one of those things where I feel bad not liking it. I don't think it's a bad show. It's just not something that connected with me. Send me the whole picture. All right, I'm gonna have to probably send it to you in parts, or maybe I can zoom out when I finish. Definitely gonna have to send it to you in parts. That is gonna be a tiny picture. Let me reset that. Bro, stop. Now I have to rewind. All right, sentenced to be a hero. Yeah, I think this is one of those shows where, much like Cosmic Princess Kaguya, it was one of those shows where a lot of the hype was something that like hit the hype of this show hit me before I started watching the show. A lot of people were talking and gassing this show up a lot, and they made it sound like one of the new greatest up and comings in the fantasy genre. Which, I mean, like, if we're talking about fantasy, I guess that's not a high bar. Freeman came of the season. What? Who said that? Anyway, so when I started watching it, my expectations were through the roof because I had heard so much incredible things about this show. And I think episode 1, much like Oshinoko, it has an incredibly strong first episode. I think that first episode laid the foundations for a lot of the things that could have happened, a lot of like the really interesting things that could have happened. But again, much like Oshinoko, the longer that the show went on, the uncle, yo, what is that? What is that? Is it? What is that? What is that? Sent an uncle alert? I gotta like, that is hilarious. I did not. What the heck is an uncle alert? Here comes the fantasy slander. Listen. I have my token fantasy show up in my goats. All right, I'm safe from the fantasy slander allegations. But a lot like Oshinoko, where like the first episode was like really good, and set up a lot of the foundations of what could have been really interesting about the show. The longer that the show went on, the more it kind of just felt like it was repeating a lot of itself. Where it's like, Demon Lord's coming, fight Demon Lord. Xylo says his ult many times, and the 2 to 3 episode arc ends, and then repeat. And John Hero is just not a character that I was really interested in. Xylo is the protagonist ever in terms of like, I don't know. I feel like he's baby's first fantasy protagonist. He's a very like the stoic guy, the heart of gold, but he doesn't want to admit it. But I don't know. Xylo wasn't a character that I was immediately grabbed by. The goddess Taylorita. I'll just call her the goddess. One of the most annoying aspects of the show. Dog, I love this uncle. Does it actually come with the sound? No, it does not come with the sound. Okay. I was wondering if it had like an alert sound to it. Tegarita or the goddess is one of the most annoying aspects of the show. And I do think that if she had been removed from it, or if she had taken everything a little bit more seriously, or maybe if she just wasn't a kid, I would have been more interested in. I would be less annoyed by her character, but I do think she takes a lot of the seriousness and a lot of the stakes that the show has. She takes a lot of that out, and it's just not like every time she is she's brought up in the show, I immediately get dragged out. My investment is just thrown out. And that's coming from a guy like I don't enjoy Anya and Spy Family, so I just find both these character archetypes to be very annoying. Um, but what the heck is that? There, yo, it's actually showing up on the. That's awesome. That's so cool. I didn't know that it actually showed up on the thing. That's so cool. Yo, guys, we're finding out about some YouTube stuff. Now I've claimed my throne. Bro, what in the IGN statement is this? Nah, IGN would have given it a 7 out of 10 and moved on. Or it would have given it a 10 out of 10. I think IGN actually would have given it a 10 out of 10. It's too popular for them to not to. She's meant to be annoying on purpose. I know, that doesn't make it any better. What are all of these? Are these stickers? Are they gifts? I don't know. Number one dad. I'm a dad? When did this happen? What is this feature? Maybe I am an unk. The goddesses are meant to be childlike and immature to highlight how messed up it is that they engineered children as weapons of war. I understand that. It's just I'm not interested in it. Like, I understand what they're doing with the goddesses in terms of like, oh, okay, like, you know, they're supposed to be like the picture of innocence, and it's messed up that we're using them in war in such a horrible ways. I just do not care about Tegurita as a character at all. um I don't know. It much like with Cosmic Princess Kaguya, it's not connecting with me in the way that I know the show is trying to make it connect with me. I understand that this is a good objectively, this is a good show. But for my personal enjoyment of it, I could not wait for the show to be over. It was getting to the point where I was just kind of like forcing myself to watch it in order to stay up to date with the popular zeitgeist. And typically when that happens, I end up dropping the show. Ew, that looks like AI. Ew, brother. Ew, brother. Ew. Um, Typically when that happens, I end up dropping the show because I don't like forcing myself to watch shows anymore. However, I am glad that I ended up sticking through it. Everyone was saying that it was going to get good. Everyone was saying, "Oh, don't worry, the show's going to get good. The show's going to get good, guy. Yeah, don't worry. Trust. The show's going to get good." And I will say, it did get good. The final episode actually made me interested. Probably because we did not follow Xylo at all. We were following. I'm gonna call her Cruche. I know that's not her name. Eevee and I were literally talking about her, like over the weekend. I forgot what her name was, so I'll call her Cruche from ReZero. But we followed Cruche, and she's a vastly more interesting character. And the whole episode was from her perspective, and like that's kind of what I wanted. I feel like she was a much more interesting character than Xylo, and I think had someone else been the main character, if Xylo was a support character and not the main character, um, then like either the King, Gan, or Cruche were the main character of the show, I think it would have been so much more enjoyable for me. Um, and I'm hoping that in the next season, season 2, that if she's not the main character, that she's at least a dual protagonist, where it's like Xylo and Cruche are given equal amounts of screen time. That's what I'm hoping for next season. If that's not the case, I'm probably going to end up dropping this like I did with Jujutsu Kaisen. But we'll see. We'll see. I guess Xylo, it's kind of like the Mandalorian and Grogu in it. Like Xylo and Tegurita. Like Tegurita's Grogu and Xylo's the Mandalorian. 6'7", 6'7". What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't know why that connection kind of just triggered in me. But yeah, this is just going to go in. For me, it's okay. It's okay. I'm hoping season 2 bumps up to a good time or great. I'm hoping that it does. But for me, season 1, I think it was an okay soft launch for a season. Nothing special for me personally. I think the action outside of episodes 1 and 11, I think it was 11. I think the action outside of those 2 episodes was just very copy paste, where it's just Xylo says his ult and throws his knives, and it looks pretty, but the choreography is just passable. Episode 11 does some really interesting stuff though. And the story overall is just not grabbing my attention. But from what I've heard, this is supposed to be the prologue. From what I've heard, this is prologue. Now we're at a prologue. We'll see how season 2 picks up. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see where this show goes. But as of right now, season 1 did not meet any of my expectations, and that's on me, because I went in on this show with way too high expectations. So that's on me, guys. That's on me, G. That's on me, G. Let's see what it's a lot of stickers. Stay hydrated. Thank you. Actually. Thank you for the reminder. G. I'm giving this live stream a dislike, bro. Oh, come on. It's because I put Oshino Koen dropped. I'll put it in Dookie bad for you. Bro didn't come back from retirement because this takes... oh, because these takes are so bad? Nah, fam. I always had base takes. You just aren't ready for them. Yes, the show is formulaic, but it's using the formula for a reason. That's actually an interesting point, because I think depending on how season 2 goes, I'll probably come back and like season 1 more in terms of retroactive opinions, because if it's formulaic for a reason, like if season 1 is the setup and season 2 is where like the story really gets going, like if we needed the formulaic season 1 in order to get to like the true core of season 2, or the true core of the series, then I could put season 1 up, because like now I understand what they're doing. But as of right now, with only season 1 as the basis, it's aight. Not a bad show. If you enjoy fantasy, you're probably gonna really love this. But for me personally, and with my enjoyment level scale meter, it's not one of my favorite shows. While Xylo is the MC, I'd classify it more as an ensemble. I combined two words there, my bad. As an ensemble. Xylo is meant to be the straight man to everyone else's more colorful personalities. But I feel like with other ensembles, like with My Hero Academia and Dr. Stone, which are two of like the biggest ensembles I know, I feel like they utilize the ensemble, especially My Hero Academia. They utilize the ensemble better. It feels like in this show specific, as of right now, it feels like Xylo is the main character and everyone else is playing support. I would like to see more of everyone else. I would like to see more of everyone else do more. Why did you say that name? M. Sembo. Yeah, I accidentally combined an ensemble and Xylo together. I read it too fast. You still got time to walk it back, bro? You're right. I do have time to walk it back. We're going to go with Dookie Bad. All right, moving on to... You know what? From a horrible show to one of the best shows of the season, I might actually put Fate above Frieren. The new Fake Strange Fake is probably... this is actually one of my favorite shows of the year so far. I'm not gonna lie. This actually really surprised me, because like with Fate, I really want to get into this franchise, but I've been struggling to get into it. I watched the first Fate, like the oldest one, which I believe is just called Fate Stay Night, and that is just a hard pill to swallow. I understand why everyone says skip that and go straight to Fate Zero or Fate Unlimited Blade Works, because that one's a hard pill to swallow. And with Fate Stay Night, I'm trying to get into it, but I just end up getting so busy with other shows to watch that I have ended up just pushing it further and further back in my list of stuff that I need to prioritize. But this show is I think it's like the perfect jumping on point for anyone that's interested in getting into Fate as a franchise. And like this show actively makes me want to go back and watch Stay Night the rest of the way through. I was enjoying Stay Night, but I have a lot of other shows. I'm like, man, I'm really enjoying this one more. Um, but like this Fate Strange Fake is so peak. It is the perfect jumping on point for anyone that isn't really familiar with Fate. And if you do know Fate, the cameos and references in this show are so awesome. Not a lot of cameos, but there's some references here and there. They're so awesome. The story is much like Fate. It's confusing, but not as confusing as not as confusing as other Fates. There's just a lot going on. Like I was, there's a lot that happens in this series. I think it's only 12 or 13 episodes long, including the special, and they managed to squeeze so much into those 13 episodes, and it is just a wild ride. It's grade A entertainment, and I love that when you try and think about this show, that you have a lot of questions, but it's also like, ooh, wow, so this element here goes over here, and this element here goes over here, and I will. This show made me like bump up Fate in my plan to watch list exponentially. So I am so ready to hop on that Fate train when I finish My Hero Academia and catch up on all my other shows that I've been pushing off because of that binge. But yeah, this I'm obsessed with this show. I am so obsessed with Fate Strange Fake. I cannot wait for season 2. And you know what? If it cost us Kaguya to get Fate, man, I would have loved to have had both. Or I would have loved if A1 decided to give Kaguya to another studio. But man, this one was really good. It was really good. This is an ensemble. This is a true ensemble. There's a ton of characters in here, and they have a bunch of different dynamics with each other. And I think that they play with it perfectly. Everyone has a different chemistry and reaction to everyone else, and they play with that so well. And it's one of those shows that I always think back on as the year has been going through. I've been thinking back on this one specifically for so long, and I'm obsessed with it. I absolutely love it. One of my favorites, hands down, one of my favorites of the year. Not even of the season, of the year. Let's see. Fate series is peak. I know. I will get into it. If you got a watch order, Sora, let me know. I know how to watch the primary one. It's Fate Stay Night, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, and then the movie trilogy. But then like all the spin-offs like Grand Order and all like the other random movies, I have no idea if there's a watch order or if you can just like go into the if you could go into a dry like with Fate Strange Fake. So if you have a watch order from you, Sora, or if you have like any recommendations of how I should watch some of these projects, let me know. Like send me a DM on Discord. I want to jump into this, man. We should force you to stream the visual novel a few years down. Oh my god, that's gonna be like a stream that never ends. Like we're gonna start like, all right guys, Fate, we're gonna be playing the Fate visual novel, and then 100 episodes later, I'm like, we finally did it. We got every ending. The question is, do I stream it uncensored or censored? Nah, moving on. Back to a good day. Gilgamesh is my favorite character. I know he has the I'm so him energy, doesn't he? Of course you would say that, Sora. Um No, but dude, Gilgamesh is so like even within the original Fate, the Fates Stay Night, like the first one, I have so many problems with it. Before Ufotable got Fate, that this is an older Fate show. I have so many problems with that show. Gilgamesh is not one of them. Bro is just one of those guys. He is despicable, but he chews up every scene that he's in, and that has not changed. Every time he appears in Fate Strange Fake, it's like he becomes the main character. He has that I'm the main character energy, even though he's not. and he is so entertaining to watch. He's a guy, he knows his role, and he plays it so perfectly. I love Gilgamesh. Like I love Gilgamesh as an antagonist. He is just so much fun to watch. He's so arrogant, but like he's arrogant in like the best way a villain can be arrogant or an antagonist can be arrogant. He's such a good guy. Like he's such a great character. Bro had to throw One Peak commentary to throw us off. All right, let me put Sentence Be Hero in the mid. Okay, let me. It's not bad. I said it objectively. It's not a bad show. It's just not something that grabbed me. But yeah, Fate, peak of the year so far. I don't know if it's the best show of the year, but it's just one of the shows that like for me, it's peak. It is so peak. Eevee says, I still need to finish this, but I've seen the first episode and the special. Oh, dude, you're in for a wild ride. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be such a great show. You're in for such a great ride. All right. And we have got, you know what? I don't know why. Oh, yeah, this is Sora's show. Now, you know what? Now that Sora's here, I'm going to put this in Dookie Bad. Which one is this called? There was a cute girl in the heroes party, so I tried confessing to her. Yeah, I saw the first 2 episodes of this. I'm like, yeah, of course Sora likes this show. Easy Dookie Bad. Moving on. I feel like actually maybe everyone got a dad. Which one should I go for? Which one should I go for first or next? Not necessarily first. 2 hours into the stream. Let's see if we can get it into like half an hour territory. You know what? We'll go with Kaya-chan. I originally had Kaya-chan in a good time, but I feel like after I finished watching the show, the Darwin Project. Okay, let me do Kaya-chan really quick then. I feel like after I finished watching Kaya-chan, it just ended up being okay. I don't know why. I think like near the end of the series, it kind of started to taper off for me. So I'm gonna put it at the top of okay. I actually did enjoy Kaya-chan, but I don't think it was as good as I don't think it was as good as I was wanting it to be, especially from the first episode. But at the end, it kind of became more formulaic. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it okay. All right, so the Darwin Project. Sora, I don't know if you're still in chat, but let me know. I don't know why, but I feel like you've seen Tune Into the Midnight Heart. Let me know if you've actually seen it, Sora, before I rank it. I'm kind of interested if you have or not. All right, the Darwin Project next. This is an interesting one. There is a lot of aspects to this that I like. Like, I think that the plot is interesting. I think that some of the commentary is interesting as well. Like, this show is trying to say something, but I also think it gets to a point where it is so absurd that, like, you begin to lose the point that you're trying to make. Basically, vegans are terrorists in this world, and I don't mean it in the way that like it's propaganda terrorists. Like, no, vegans are actually blowing up like meat restaurants and killing innocent people, civilians, to make their point. Thank you, motorcycle. And we have like these super terrorists. We have a monkey that's half human and half chimpanzee, a humanzee, or as my sister called him. And my sister has coined this slur, a chuman. And it, I don't know. Like, I understand what they're trying to go for in terms of like the commentary that they're trying to make. But it gets to a point where characters are so absurd that you really just lose like any intelligent conversation you can have. Like, Charlie is a vegan as well. And because not only is he different because he's a human and a chimpanzee, but he's a vegan, so he gets bullied for being a vegan at school, and we get the classic vegan arguments of like, if you could only eat this, would you eat it? Um, and I feel like the opponents that he's put up against, which are your classic school bullies, are just so stupid that it doesn't really make the conversation fun. It does make sense in terms of, like, these are high school bullies, so it does make sense that they are this dumb. But like, I don't know. Uh, it just feels like really low hanging fruit to have Charlie go up against them. And then, like, I think the antagonist actually might be the one of the best parts of the show. Um, the bad guy, like the leader of the vegan terrorist, is actually really entertaining to watch. But then, like, some of the motives are, or not really some of his motives. There's a twist. He's not actually a vegan terrorist. He's working for someone else, and he's using the vegan terrorist to his advantage. And there's a huge soap opera twist for the cliffhanger of the season. Um, and I feel like this show had a lot of potential, but it was also a show where I was constantly deciding, do I want to watch this or do I want to drop it? Do I want to watch this or do I want to drop it? And it got to a point where, like, I think I got like over halfway through the series. I'm like, I'll finish the season. The sunk cost fallacy. It's just a very weird show. Where Sentenced to be a Hero is very formulaic. I will say that the Darwin Project throws formula out the window and is like, we're gonna do our own thing and we're gonna see if it works. And for the most part, I think it did work. But also, I was very conflicted in how I felt about the show. Let me catch up on what Eevee's saying right here. I have a pretty similar position to you from what I remember. That's your sister's son. Hey, she said it, not me. She said it, not me. All right. I actually really enjoy Charlie. But I think the antagonist of the show, and Charlie, the protagonist of the show, are really, really good characters, and I think they do carry this show quite a bit. But a lot of, like, the philosophical discussions and the philosophical debates that they try and have within the show, it's like, okay, I get it, but you're a vegan terrorist. This is the hill you're gonna die on. So I feel like it is trying so hard to say something, but it's like, it's so close, but it also feels like the author just, like, didn't have exactly he didn't know exactly the right way to frame it, so it comes off as being silly, which kind of sucks. Or unless he wanted it to be silly, in that case he nailed it. Um, so for everything that the Darwin Project is, I'm gonna just, I feel like I want to put it, like, I think early in the season, like when we didn't know too much about it, I would have put it in a good time. But now that we know how the season has ended, and like a lot of it's not over, it is left very open. But you know, we've gotten through quite a few of the character arcs. I think Charlie is the standout of the series. I think he's the most interesting facet of the show. I think he has one of the more interesting character arcs, even though he's a very stoic character. I'm gonna put it at the top of okay. All right, I'm just gonna change mid to okay because, yeah, mid has a very negative connotation. I think these are all like okay shows. I'll put you above everyone else. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna put it at the top of okay. It is one of those shows where I was always balancing between, do I want to drop this and do I not want to drop it? And now that, like, season 1 has ended, I've gotten a very decent chunk of the story, and it is left open for a season 2. If we do get a season 2, I don't think I'm gonna catch up. I don't think I'm gonna watch it. I think I'm done with it. I think season 1 is all I needed. Especially since I don't feel like the show truly grew as it continued. I think it was kind of something that ended up, it had its comfort zone, and I don't think it ever pushed past that comfort zone, even though it did had to do some insane things. Eevee says, I said it before on a call, the philosophical debates feel like Reddit debates. Exactly. unfortunately, which works for the bullies, but I don't think works for anyone who is supposed to be intelligent. Very much like it wants to say things, but isn't the best at proving an argument for or against them. Which, yeah, that is the perfect way to frame this. This is very r-reddit in terms of um, it doesn't feel like too like Charlie is very intelligent, um, but a lot of the times we'll have intelligent characters, um, and they're trying to have their debates, but it doesn't feel like intelligent characters are having these debates. It feels like maybe the author went on like Reddit as a troll to see what people were thinking about these topics. And again, I think that does work for the bullies because they're not supposed to. They are supposed to be very dumb. Those bullies are not. Those bullies are Reddit. They are redditors. But when we start going into like the main antagonist, his discussions with Charlie, it's just always a back and forth, um, and it doesn't hit you in the way that the author is trying to make it hit for you or the writer. So yeah, it's all right. It's at the end of the day, it's an okay show. Charlie has some peak profile picture energy, but yeah, I think I'm done with the show. I don't need to see any more of it if we even get a season 2. All right, so Sora isn't here, so I'm gonna kind of speed through some of these. Actually, I think this is the only. Oh no, I'm gonna speed through a couple of them. Tell B-side is I did watch quite a bit of the show. It's a dookie bad for me. This is toxic fan behavior or toxic creator behavior. I don't know. Basically, this girl is like this mega fan of this idol group, this K-pop idol group, and the guy that quote unquote saved her life just so happens to be a client of a cleaning service that she works for. So whoopsie daisy, now I've met him, and it's a don't meet your heroes moment where this guy is just a social anxiety mess, and it could have followed the formula where she helps him become more social and get out of his shell more, but from what I've seen, it is just the chemistry is just not there. And then we get introduced to more of the boys. Again, the chemistry is just not working. And for all the attempted character development they try and give Toman, I think that's the pink-haired idol, it's just his regression is so hard. I guess he does kind of feel like a person in terms like he does try and manipulate her to do things. All right, this one's not that important, so I'll keep talking. He does like try and manipulate her emotionally to kind of like keep her by his side, and it just feels so icky. I didn't finish the show. Maybe she kind of woke up and realized how much of a bad person he is, but kind of like from what I've gathered, she doesn't. So this one is just going in the dookie bad. I have no interest in seeing how her relationship with any of these characters grows, and I worry for her safety. All right, I think. Oh, okay, we'll do these two together. We're almost done here. This one, the witch one, I dropped it. Nothing. Just it's nothing interesting really. It's I kind of like the animation style. Go ahead and put journal with which word belongs. All right, let me do the last two mediocre ones. Okay, I kind of like the animation style of this. It felt very like kid fairy tale book, but overall nothing really interesting. Kind of boring. I don't think I'm the target audience for this one, so it'll stay in dropped. Not my show. And then you like that one? Yeah. I remember you liked this one. I felt bad that I didn't like it, but for me personally, it just wasn't something that was grabbing me. I kind of had the same dilemma with like the Darwin Project, where I was constantly kind of thinking, do I drop it? Do I not? But unlike with the Darwin Project, I ended up or getting out of it. I was gonna say escaping. I ended up getting out of it before I watched too much of it. So yeah, I think if I had probably finished the show, I would have ranked it in okay. But the fact that I dropped it like around 3 episodes, I don't think it's enough to rank it. So I'll just leave it in dropped. Like dropped is just the place where I don't have too strong feelings on it. I watched a few episodes. I dropped it. I can't make too much of an opinion on it. But from what I had seen, it's an okay show. But again, nothing bad, nothing good, or nothing offensive, nothing to write home about. It's just kind of where it is. All right, the last of the disappointments, I guess. Wash it all away. Maybe it's because of Rui Rocks, but I was really looking forward to this one in terms of like, wow, laundry, that's a niche. So I was really interested to like, what exactly are we going to do with this, right? Uh, what are we going to, um, what are we going to like do with like a slice of life laundry series? I was really interested to kind of like get into like with Rui Rocks. Um, we really explored a lot of the intricacies of minerals and mineralogist um, through the perspective of our main character. I was kind of interested, like, are we going to do the same thing with laundry, um, or like cleaning and all that? I would have been like, maybe it wouldn't have been everyone's cup of tea, but Rui Rocks is really good. So I was kind of like, I wonder if we're gonna have like this is the Rui Rocks of laundry or cleaning. Um, it just kind of ended up being your standard slice of life romance. Um, and laundry was its gimmick. So instead of being the main focus, sometimes it kind of felt like they forgot about it, or it's like, oh yeah, laundry was the main selling point of the show, so we have to like here's your obligatory cleaning scene for this episode. Let's get into the romance aspects of it like this college woman and this high school boy. That's gonna be fun. And I'm like, this is so disappointing. The chemistry it just isn't there between these two characters. I feel like she's supposed to be in college and this guy's in high school. So that's kind of going up against it. Um, she's kind of a blank slate character as well, so she doesn't have much of a personality. So it's very much the antithesis of Ruby Rocks. It's the exact opposite, which is not what I was looking for in this show. And I feel like I kind of got jabated, yeah, jabated with it. I went in for laundry and then came out with your standard mediocre attempted rom com. So this is gonna go at the bottom of okay. It's not bad. It's just very mediocre. It's just a show like if you've seen it once, you've seen it a million times, and I wish I dropped it sooner. Or not even sooner. I finished this show. That's why I'm so disappointed. I wish I dropped the show. That's the sad part. So yeah, this was a really big disappointment for the year. Actually, this might be the biggest disappointment of the year for me. All right. All right. So Journal with Witch. Eevee already called it out. Just put it where it belongs. I'm not even gonna joke about it. This is up there. Who do I put? Actually, I might put it above Frieren. This is one of the goats of the season and the year for me so far. We're pretty much done with the spring season, and I haven't seen everything from the spring season. But Journal with Witch, it's just one of those shows where you watch it, and I've spoken a lot in terms of like where with the Darwin Project, Cosmic Princess Kaguya, and the Sentence to Be a Hero. I've spoken a lot where like it feels like I know what the creator is trying to say. It's just not hitting me. With Sentence to Be a Hero and Cosmic Princess Kaguya, that was like the emotional moments, and with the Darwin Project, it was the philosophical moments. Like it's either not hitting me, I'm not getting attached to it, I'm not feeling it. But Journal with Witch, man, it's just one of those shows that it is so human. And if I had the time, I would love to make a video about it. And who knows, maybe I will one day. Um, Probably not this year. I have way too many projects that I want to work on um, this year. Maybe, maybe if we get a cooldown, maybe if we have a cooldown in anime, I can try and make a video on this show. But for right now, um, this is one of those shows where it's like the epitome of grief, and it's it tackles grief in a way that I don't think a lot of media prefers to depict it, because in a lot of media you see grief in either depression or a lot of tears. It's like the big dramatic moment where a character dies and the cast is crying and sobbing over them, and then like the plot has to kick in, so like we're not allowed to, like, if we have to grieve for the character, it has to be while we're plotting as well. But this show, since it's about grief, we're able to explore something different with it. And these two main characters, they don't grieve the way that a lot of media prefers to portray grief. They grieve in their own ways. Um, with the daughter, it's like something that comes in steps. And we actually get to see the drawn out steps of grief with her. And with the aunt, it's someone like, she didn't have a good relationship with her sister. So when the sister does die, she feels like it's like she feels bad that she doesn't feel sad, but also she says that. But then as the show continues to go on, you see these glimpses of what their childhood was like, um, and what the relationship was, what it used to be, and how it evolved and tore apart. And while like it's not like she's having like these sobbing moments over the death of her sister, it's like kind of like a reevaluation of what their lives were together. I thought that was really interesting. And then, oh my god, the daughters, everything about the daughter in this show, I think it's just the perfect explanation, or the perfect exploration of how grief does affect people so differently, because it doesn't hit her. I want to say, for like, have to say, like, it does hit her. It does hit her, um, like immediately, but like it doesn't hit her in the way that like you would expect grief to hit someone. I want to say until like halfway through the season, and she's got like there's so many layered components to it, where um yeah, she only told her friend about her parents passing, and that friend ended up telling the teacher, and the teacher told everyone at the school, like, okay, treat her nicely, her parents died. And she didn't want that to happen, because everyone she knew was treating her like, I'm the girl that lost her parents, and school was supposed to be her escape. So when she goes to school and everyone gives her that look of like, you're the girl that lost her parents, it breaks her. Like, that was her final escape from this, and now that everyone knows, it is like too real. So that episode was really interesting. And oh man, everything about this show is so good. I when the show ended, it does end closed. Like that's it. That's the whole series. I immediately went to go see if the manga was available. It has not been officially translated into English. So I'm hoping, if or when this manga does get officially translated into English, I'm snatching that up. I'm buying that immediately. Day one pre-order, excuse me. But yeah, this is uh much like these three. Actually, I'm gonna actually put uh, this is a very strong top three. I'm gonna put Subway, Galaxy, Express in great, because with these three, it's just wow. These bring the heat, man. And Journal with Witch is one of those shows where it knows what it wants to say, and it goes for it. It attacks it, and it perfectly tells you what it's trying to say. And it's so much more than just grief too. It's family, it's connections, it's it's everything you would want in a series like this, I guess. That's the way to say it. All right. Um, from one super going super heavy to kind of going a little uh, lighter. Hanakimi, which this is a classic. This is a classic show. What is, where is it? Yeah, Hanakimi, that's what it's called. This is one that like, it's a very early 2000s manga. Uh, it is certainly it's alright. If you enjoy Orin High School Host Club, which I actually really did like that show, I think you're gonna find some form of enjoyment here. Again, this was a show where it's like, do I drop it? Do I keep it? Luckily, it was dubbed, so I could just kind of watch it in the background. It's okay. I think it's better than I did finish it. I'll put it here. It's an okay show. Nothing groundbreaking in terms of, which is kind of funny since it is considered a classic in manga terms. Nothing groundbreaking within the genre it's in. I think the relationships are alright. Basically, this girl idolizes this pole jumper, or not a pole jumper. Like he's like some kind of jumper. She idolizes this guy. She finds out that they're the same age, and he's going to the school in Japan. She's American. This girl is American, and she finds out that her idol is going to the school in Japan, and it's an all-boys school. So what does she do? She cuts her hair, flies to Japan, and applies to this all-boys school, and gets in somehow. Then shenanigans ensue. It turns out that this guy is no longer pole jumping anymore, so she has to kind of hype him up. Does he know that she's a girl? Does she know that he knows? Does anyone else know? How long can she keep the secret? It's just a lot of shenanigans. I think season 2 is coming out in summer. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm done. I think I'm satisfied with what I've seen. This show is very much an okay, kind of like a rom-com slop. So it's if you like Warren High School Host Club, this is gonna be something that you're probably really gonna enjoy. Um, uh, it's okay. I was entertained for what I did see. I was entertained. And now we're just all in heavy hitters. Well, almost. We'll go in order. So this is one of those ones that has like a weird name. Dusk. In the Clear Moonlit Dusk. So this is more of like a romance drama. Instead of a rom-com, we're going more romance drama territory here. And it's about the two princes of the school. It's about like one is like a super rich dude, and the other is a very handsome looking lady. And the school like ships them like, oh, like it's the princes. Well, I guess they don't necessarily ship them. They have their own fan clubs that wouldn't be caught dead allowing them to date anyone. This one's very weird. I really like the girl. I think she's a very strong character in this show. The guy is one of those guys. It's one of those characters where like if you ever did anything that this guy does in the anime, you're arrested for sexual assault. He very much pushes a lot of boundaries. He pushes his boundaries a ton. And at points, it's kind of uncomfortable. And at other times, it's kind of charming. Is it something that I think it's in the way of the show? Sometimes I think it's in the way. So, but I actually do think that unlike some of the other dynamics within the show, I do think that their chemistry is actually pretty strong. Even though he does come off strong, there is a reason for that. He's not very socialized with other people because a lot of people are only after his money. So he doesn't actually have a lot of like relationships specifically with girls. So like it's kind of like he sees what he wants and he says what he wants. And he does what as he wants. And she is someone who's very strict with herself, and with others as well. So like she kind of bends him into shape, and he kind of helps her loosen up a little bit. It's a very interesting dynamic. I think if he was toned back, maybe like by what, like a couple, tone him back just a little bit, I think it actually would have been um, not as hard to sit through with some scenes. But overall, I'm actually going to put this at the top of a good time. I really enjoyed this, and if we get a season 2, unlike with Hanakimi, I'm down. I'm there for it. I see some peak coming soon. Oh, I see a lot of peak coming soon. Spoilers, from here to here, it's all peak. But first, tune into the Midnight Heart. This one, I had seen the manga panels for it. I had seen some manga panels, and I was actually recommended this by some YouTubers. Oh my god, the manga for this is beautiful. This was someone's passion project in terms of like they drew their heart out, and they put a lot into every single panel. But man, this show butchered that. I've seen some side by side comparisons between the manga and the show, and like how the show portrays some of these really emotional scenes in the manga. Oof. Let me see if I can tune into the Midnight Heart manga versus anime. There's one infamous panel. This one. Open image in H2 tab. This is like the infamous panel where it's like, look at all this detail right here. Like you could tell like she's having a good time. This is a really important moment for her character in the show. This isn't like a clickbait screenshot. No, this is the face in the show. Like this is all they do in the show. And like it is repetitive. Like this was a budget saving show. They really didn't give it the same amount of attention and love that the artist did for the manga. So this one, I don't know if I'm actually gonna pick up season 2, but it is one that like I'm really interested in picking up the manga for it, simply for the art. But I do. It's if you enjoy harem, if you enjoy harem slop, this one actually is pretty enjoyable. And as a harem slop enjoyer, I do think that the guy, the main character, is refreshing, because this guy, he's not like the "ooh, I'm shy guy and all girls like me," or he's not like a chick magnet either. He's not this like uber confident chick magnet, which like is typically what the like that's the either or, that when you're in the harem slop area, it's either or. You're either the shy loser nerd that women love, or you're the super confident cool guy that women throw themselves at. I guess that's the isekai. Actually, that's the isekai route. This guy's an asshole. Everyone hates him. But like it's through his assholeness that like he shows that he has some form of a heart, and that is why these characters like him. It does fall into like the trap where I think some of these characters needed a little bit more time to fall for each other, or to fall for him, because sometimes it's like that, like whoa, that was fast. I think we needed a couple more episodes. But other times I'm like, I kind of get where they're coming from in terms of like why they start liking him. I'm actually gonna put this at the bottom of a good time. uh I think the first 3 episodes are kind of rough, but if you can get through that, it's more or less a lot of the same thing, but it's stupid fun. Or it's fun in a stupid way. I don't mean stupid fun in like the, oh yeah, it's stupid fun, it's so great. It's fun in a stupid way. I think I don't know if I would watch a season 2 or if I would try and catch up on the manga for this, but it's entertaining enough as a romance enjoyer. I think this is kind of a refreshing harem slop show to get into. Not the best, by far not the best. Quintessential quintuplets sprinted so this could crawl. But in terms of anime adaptations, but it's fun. All right, now we're at just straight up peak, and oh my goodness, the Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife. I'm not gonna lie to you, the first couple episodes had me worried. I mean, they were adorable, but those first couple episodes kind of had me like, oh, this is it. That's all. Like this is all like the dynamic that we have. But I think once we hit episode 3, the wider world starts getting explored in this show, and it's not just like cutesy office romance. They actually do start taking their relationship a little bit more seriously. We start to see more of like how this world operates and some of the social issues a lot of these characters have to go through, and we actually get to see a lot of like these more personal issues that um, these characters have to go through. Like with the Invisible Man, he's very conscious. Like when he's changing, he's very conscious of the fact that he's changing. Not because like, oh no, you can see me changing. It's because like it feels to him, it feels taboo to like see through um his pants, right? Like, if you like look down, like you just see the void down there. So like when he like goes swimming, he wears like he's very conscious of what he wears, because fashion is like the only way he can express himself with. I thought that was really interesting. Or he's also very conscious of how he eats, because for a little bit the food is visible in his mouth before it disappears. I thought that was like super interesting in terms of world building. The Lynx as well. Her kind of like social problem is that like she has a set pattern in her fur, and a lot of like the stores in this world are kind of like they're made for like a specific audience. It's the like how I think like what there's like 7 or 9 body types, but a lot of stores in our world only cater to 2. So like not all clothes look good on everyone, and so this one is like she struggles to kind of like express herself through fashion, and she like has to look for ways to put it. Like she has to look for ways to or she's like someone who's experienced in those kind of struggles helps her and gives her advice, and I thought that was awesome. And Eevee says just put it in peak, and yeah, this is a peak show. Like after those ads, dang it, man, dang it. But after those first 2 episodes, I think the show really takes off, and like the dynamic between the Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife, roll credits. The dynamic between the Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife is so wholesome, and I'm so glad it's not this like, oh, will they, won't they? No, 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 they will. They are actually, and it's one of those very rare shows, like from a very early point in time, the couple does get together, and even rarer, the couple doesn't become a side character within their own show. It's a small thing I have against Horimiya, where I really love Horimiya. However, when Hori and Miyamura get together, it kind of feels like the show loses interest in them. But with this one, the Invisible Man and his soon to be wife, roll credits, they are a main focus of the show, and it still revolves around them even though they are together, and I love it. And I think they have just such wholesome energy, and they are both so cute together. And then like the Lynx, the other guy, I forgot what his role was. I think he's like the tech guy. He's always on the computer, but he's great. He's hilarious. He's like the straight man. Ironically, ironically, he's the straight man. Like he has like the very dry expression. He just tells you as it is. But he's got his own thing going on as well, and he's just embarrassed. Like, I don't want my relationship to be part of my work discussion. I have my work life and I have my relationship life, and his boyfriend is just so opposite of him. And it's everything about this show is so wholesome. And it's just one of those shows that I'm like, man, I'm so glad that I watched this, and I can't wait to get the manga to see more, because it's still ongoing. It's still ongoing, so there's more story to tell. I hope we get a season 2. The Invisible Man sounds like he would make a killing as a mukbang streamer. Hey, yo, wait a minute. That that would actually be kind of interesting. That that would be interesting. Maybe he would. Maybe they explore that in season 2, because he's not the only Invisible Man. There's a multiple, like, it's a whole subset of people or species. I don't know if they're like a. I think it's a different technical species. I don't know if it's a race, if it's a species. But the whole subset of invisible people. So maybe one of them is a mukbanger. But yeah, this was just one of the most adorable, not just adorable, adorkable shows. You and I are polar opposites. I am so sad because the manga is only 8 volumes and we're already gonna have season 2 in the summer. So like they're probably gonna fully adapt this show, and I'm so sad because this is also one of my favorite shows of the entire year right now. Everything about this, the dynamic between all the characters, the quote unquote plot. There is not, it's a high school romance. There's not like a plot. But again, it's one of those shows where the main characters get together and they don't become a side. They don't become a side couple. Yeah, some episodes revolve around some other characters, but for the most part, the main couple is still the focus of the show. And then like all the side couples again are so adorable. It is one of those shows that just warms my heart. Every episode I watched, which I binged this one. Every episode I watched, I was like, "Oh my god, it's so pure. It's so cute." This is why I watch romance. This is why I watch rom-coms. The jokes are hilarious, and I might have said this for. I mean, I think Doctor Stone's got a great dub. I think My Hero's got a great dub. This has an incredible dub as well. There are some things I believe are localized because they do throw some slang around. Like one of the characters, I don't know if you got to this one, Eevee. One of the characters in their head, he's watching the main couple, and he goes, "Man, I'm such a freaking chud." I lost it. Like they have some modern slang in this, and it's used so perfectly. It just, I don't know. I don't really know how like high schoolers talk now, but like in my head, like this is how, like if these words existed when I was in high school, I could see like my friend group like using like talking in this exact way. If we had this lexicon in my years of high school, I could see like I could just envision the lunch table like this, and it's just so peak. It's absolute cinema. Everything about this show is like the peak of romance. And hey, I'm pretty sure season 2 is going to be the end of the series. Again, only 8 volumes in the manga, and that's it. There's no planned ninth one. That's the entire story. That's what the author wanted to tell, which hurts my heart because I could watch these characters. Why is it? Why is it that Rent a Girlfriend has enough material for probably 7 seasons? I know we're on season 5 right now. It has enough material for at least one more season. It probably has enough material for season 7 and 8. That manga is so long. Why is it that Rent a Girlfriend can have like a decade long run in anime, but something like this, something so peak like this, has to end in less than 6 months. It ends. That's it. It ends within a year. I mean, I guess like Peak knows when to say goodbye. But man, if this was as long as Rent a Girlfriend or other long running manga like rom-com series, like Horimiya is 16 volumes long. That's double that. That's double what this is. I don't mean like drag out their romance, like drag out the relationship, like let them get together later. I mean like keep the dynamics as they are now, and let's just go through their year. Like go through their high school time. Let them graduate, and then end it. Which I don't know if I think they do graduate, but they do it quickly. They're so peak. Why is it the good ones go so soon? Why is it the good ones go so soon? Crazy, this author has three seasons of peak romance anime in the same year. I know, man. I know that is so incredible because it's like for if only they can get one more season, they could have the whole year. If they somehow either had another book to adapt or maybe Ramparts of Ice season 1 part 2 comes out, like imagine if it came out in the fall, that author would have a whole year in rotation. That is crazy to think. But hey, they deserve it. I think the author's a girl. I'm not sure, but she deserves it, man. Um, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe that is in the fall. That'd be awesome. Can you imagine like a full year in rotation? I can only imagine the manga sales right now. Cause I bought all of You and I Are Polar Opposites in one go. I really shouldn't have. The bank account is stressed right now, but I bought the entire manga in one go, and I'm so excited to just binge read through it after season two. Yeah, season two. After season two comes out, because it's so adorable. Actually, this is the definition of adorable. They're so cute. Oh my god, I love them. Not just the main couple, everyone in this show, the entire ensemble is just so adorable. I love it. She cooked so hard, and it's crazy too, because from what I've heard about the Ramparts of Ice, it is the exact opposite of You and I Are Polar Opposites. So like they cooked on the comedy aspect, they cooked on the drama aspect, which hey, that's some talent, man. That is some talent. I cannot wait to start the Ramparts of Ice, and I'm so ready to see more of You and I Are Polar Opposites. I'm not ready for it to end, but I need more of the show injected right into my veins, honestly. And then you know what? I was originally gonna put these in peak, but seeing my goats, like this is just way too strong. So, what is this? The Isekai Office Worker. The other world's books depend on the bean counter. All right, let me read this comment real quick. Yeah, they are very different ends of the romance spectrum. And she, like, from what I've heard, what I've been hearing, she cooks on both ends. So that's just talent right there. That is hard work, dedication, and talent to the craft. All right, Isekai Office Worker time, guys. This was one where we watched the trailer. I remember specifically we were watching the trailer for this, which you can check out on Patreon. All of our anime trailer reactions. I will clean up the Patreon one day. I will clean it up soon, hopefully. And I was not interested in it. I did not think it had an interesting hook at all. It just kind of seemed like it's an isekai, but it's a yaoi, and that was the hook. I am so glad that I watched this. I don't remember if it was because I decided to give it a chance, if my sister wanted to watch it, if my sister had watched it and told me to watch it. Actually, no, yeah, my sister had started watching this, and she was telling me that it was really good. So I was like, you know what? There's only a couple episodes out right now. I'll check it out. Yeah, it is really good. This is isekai is like one of the genres where I'm getting very tired of. I'm only really watching, or I'm only really seriously watching, like continuations of shows that I like. And even then, Slime season 4, it's good, but like nothing groundbreaking. I feel like Slime's kind of starting to run its wheels right now. Bookworm, season 4, also it's good, but also again, it's like, man, it's I really miss like the old Bookworm. But like, so like with a lot of isekai, I'm kind of getting tired of standard um your standard like reincarnated in another world and now I'm the strongest, or reincarnated in another world, gotta go fight the demon lord. I don't think it's a genre that's really meant for me anymore, even though there are some standouts every now and then. This is one of those standouts. I think that they did something interesting with its premise where he's not the strongest in another world. He's not what's supposed to go fight the demon lord. They're not even summoned to fight the demon lord. They're summoned to take care of something else. And he's not technically summoned. He ends up accidentally getting sent to this isekai realm because he was within the vicinity of the person who was getting summoned. And this main character, through that, you can tell like, oh, he's got a good heart. Like, he was trying to help the girl that was being summoned. He was trying to help her because like, yeah, something strange was happening to her. So we ended up getting teleported with her because he was like, oh, let me help you. Let me try and save you. And now I'm in the other world. And I think they do something actually interesting with the premise of like, okay, he's an office worker who gets teleported to an isekai realm. Let's not make him the strongest character. Actually, let's make him the weakest character. What does he do? No training arc. He just goes straight. He's a workaholic, and like they kind of explore the idea of a workaholic in this isekai fantasy world and what someone like him can offer to this kingdom, not through strength, not through magic, but through bro needs therapy, but through like the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of paperwork he is able to go through. Um, my let me catch up on the you could say polar opposite ends, but in terms of like you and I are polar opposites and Ramster Vice. My only thing with this show is that the romance between the main character and Aresh, it's kind of like not my favorite. It is that love at first sight trope with Aresh. Like I don't really understand why he likes the office worker so much. And then again, much like this guy, much like Gojo over here, he comes on really strong, and it's again much like Gojo up here. It can be uncomfortable sometimes, and it's kind of like, yo, bro, give me my space. If I was in the office worker's shoes, I would actually kind of be pissed off with this guy. Um, Not even kind. I would be really pissed off with this guy. Like, leave me alone. Like, give me my space, dude. Um, but by the end of the series, it kind of does work itself out. I still think like even by the end of the series, the relationship or like the romance, not my favorite form of romance at all. Um, but like the relationship that they do end up building, as well as like the overall plot and the side characters too, are a lot of fun. This was great. Honestly, this was probably the surprise of the year for me so far. Um, as someone who's kind of getting out of isekai, this is one of those shows that I'm like, yeah, this is one to watch. It recently released an OVA. I need to watch that with my sister. My sister and I started watching this one together at a point. He likes how the office worker is so dedicated to his job. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Yeah, isekai office worker. Yeah. It's the office worker that is isekai. No. I think it's if you're more into the power fantasy isekai, this is definitely not for you. But if you want to see kind of like a spin on the isekai take, this might be something that's up your alley. It is only subbed. It never ended up getting a dub. And I know that I'm probably one of like only a few people that has seen it. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I just it is so close to being peak, but like I think that the romance between these two is kind of comparable with the romance between these two, whereas like both of these characters at times kind of make me uncomfortable, and both of these characters at times I'm like, set your boundaries. But by the end of by the end of both of their respective series, I think that the relationship that they both form, it's worth the ride. It's just this one kind of feels a little bit more of a standard romance drama, and this one is for isekai, it's very unique. It's very different. So I really enjoyed this one. Could be interesting. Yeah, if you ever check it out, let me know. And then the last one, I'm going to try and make this one a little brief because I can hear Coda whining outside my door. Love Through a Prism. Now, this is a show that I was not feeling the first few episodes. But, you know, I kind of respect it because it is a Netflix show or a Netflix original, which means it does not have to worry about your standard runtime. And they actually cook with that. Some of these episodes are half an hour long. Some of them are 27 minutes long. Some of them are 40 minutes long. So I actually really enjoyed that they took full advantage of the platform that they were on. But the first few episodes, I don't know, I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't really getting into it. And I was kind of considered dropping it. But I didn't, and I'm so glad. Because this is a show that made me kind of fully appreciate. They went the Pluto route. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Pluto did the same thing, didn't it? I love when Netflix specifically, does this. I don't feel like a lot of other streaming service original shows do this, but Netflix, I think, really does take advantage of the fact that it is a streaming service and you don't have to um, abide by the laws of, oh, we need to fit an ad here or we need to fit a commercial here. We can make it as long as we want, which I think is something that Disney Plus really needs to learn. Um, but like, yeah, Love Through a Prism is a show that, like, by the end of it, I don't want to say that I was floored, but it was a show that when it ended, I immediately was like, I need to make a video about this, which really surprised me because I had a lot of thoughts about this show and I really just wanted to talk about them. The characters are so good. Like, has like a I wouldn't say that the supporting cast is as strong as You and I Are Polar Opposites, but it is a very strong supporting cast that, like, really allows, like, a lot of the themes of the show to kind of play out through them. I think Lily is a really fun character, and like what they do by, I think it's like episode 15, what they do then really encapsulates what the show wanted to portray. It is, I will say, it is kind of like Sentenced to Be a Hero, where like the first part of the show, you can say it's kind of formulaic. You can say it's kind of playing it safe in terms of like the romance, the genre, the drama, um, the romance and the drama. You can kind of say like, oh, it's playing it safe. It's all right. But when you get to episode 15 ish, around the ballpark of that, you can see why they might have been playing it safe. They were building the foundations for the final stretch of the series, and like I think that's what Sentenced to Be a Hero was missing. Perhaps if it was 24 episodes long, maybe I would have been like, oh yeah, this is a great first season. But in terms of Sentenced to Be a Hero, but for Love Through a Prism, it is only one season, 20 episodes. It starts here, it ends here. That's the story, and I think it really does take full advantage of that fact and of its runtimes, of its characters, of its themes, of its messages. Everything about it is something that I really, really enjoyed. And I mean, I am making a video about it. I actually am in the final stages of that video. I just need to find music to put in the background. That's really it. I just need music. The video is done. The voiceover is done. The visuals are done. I just need music and then pray that it doesn't get hit by copyright. um, but yeah, this is one show that I've been really, really like when it ended, it made me kind of go, all right, yeah, I need to get back to writing. I need to get back to my book. And like that's something I respect so much about it. So I have a lot of respect for this show. It's something that really made me appreciate a lot of art and just my time in general. I'm planning on going for another manga haul this weekend. Oh, buddy, be careful with your wallet. Be careful with your wallet. Are you planning on buying anything specific? I'm interested because you said you got Vinland Saga last time. Did you get the deluxe edition or did you get the standard hardcover? I forgot to ask. But yeah, guys, that is my tier list for winter. Now, there are 3 big shows with Vigilantes, Medalist, and Trigun that I'm hoping I'll have watched by the end of summer or by the end of spring. So when we start the spring seasonal list, I can re-rank these and put them where they belong, which is probably going to be in my goats are great, considering what I thought of their first seasons. But yeah, overall, this is my tier list. JoJo's is going to be something that I'll wait until part 2 of this series comes out before I actually watch this. I think it's just ridiculous that they only gave us 1 episode and like, okay, yeah, wait 6 months and then we'll get episode 2 maybe. Maybe we'll get episode 2 this year. That's the thing. So I do think it's like kind of ridiculous that like this was their marketing strategy for it. But yeah, this is my overall tier list. And I know that this was probably one of my more decisive ones, especially with these two. These two are juggernauts. I know everyone loves Sense to Be Hero and Princess Kaguya. Um, and I do think that the people that try and hate on them are trying to be different, which I'm not trying to be different. I actually understand why people do like these shows or show and movie, but it's just like for me, it's not connecting or didn't connect. It didn't end up connecting. But yeah, like let me know what you guys think. Is there any shows that you guys are gonna watch because of this tier list? Are there any shows that you think I'm crazy for? I know that there's a few probably. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Eevee ended up getting the standard hardcover for Vinland Saga, although I do plan on getting the deluxe edition. I would say, just to say, if you plan on getting the deluxe editions, I would say just get them now. It was kind of like I ended up selling my hardcovers. I ended up selling my hardcovers for Vinland Saga, but I will say it was kind of a hassle. I was kind of worried that I didn't end up. I was getting worried I'm not gonna sell these hardcovers, or I'm not gonna sell the Vinland Saga standard hardcovers. So if you are planning on eventually getting the deluxe editions, I would say like even though you're gonna get less in terms of like I can buy two standards for one deluxe. I would say like don't go through the because at the end of the day you're kind of gonna be wasting money even if you do sell them. Like I didn't make my full money back from the standard release or the standard hardcovers. I'm gonna end up losing money, but I did upgrade to the deluxes. So like even though you're gonna get less, it's gonna take you a little bit longer to get those deluxes. If you are planning on eventually getting them, I would say just start collecting them slowly now. Especially like in person, it's gonna be brutal. But if you get it for like a place like In Stock Trades, um, they sell them for like $40, I think. This is where I got mine. So they sell each one for 35 or for $35. So if you're gonna get your deluxes, I would say get them from a place like this. Get them on sale, and just don't go through the hassle of trying to resell the standard editions. Because yeah, I was kind of getting worried. Like, am I just gonna have these standard editions in my garage? If I hadn't bought the deluxe, because like basically I tried to sell my standard editions to make my money back with these deluxes, which I almost actually did. I think I need to put up from what I'm gonna make from that sale. I think I need to put up $60 on my end, but I more or less made my money back with this with my purchase and with my sell. But if I wasn't trying to make my money back, I would have given you my standard hardcovers Eevee. But I needed the cash. Sorry. But if you are planning on eventually getting those deluxes, I would say like just don't go through the hassle. Don't go through the hassle of selling your standard hardcovers and get the or just like slowly collect those deluxes because they're beautiful. You need to finish the OG Trigun. Oh, I haven't actually seen the OG Trigun. I really loved Stampede. And I'm thinking of after I finish Stargaze, I might start the OG Trigun. Because I think the world is really interesting. There's a reason I haven't donated today. Gonna use that money for manga. You know what? That's very smart. Very smart. Witch Hat Volume 1, another Freerun volume, and that ReZero manga volume I saw. Alright. Nice haul right there. I'm gonna say, kind of same question with Witch Hat. Are you gonna go for the standard or the deluxe? The deluxe edition, it's so beautiful, man. The deluxe is so beautiful. Goated form of collecting, but man, yeah, it does take some money. I for sure thought I was gonna mix it. Well, Pyrotic, better late than never, because this is the tail end of the stream. Is there any is there any takes that you think are blasphemous, or are you like I haven't seen anything. I don't watch anime, you losers. I'm going the standard for Witch Hat. Understandable. It is the standard edition is it's very affordable. I think it's like what 10 10 to 12 bucks, super affordable. Um, so yeah, that's very understandable. And if you're used to kind of reading the standard manga volume, like yeah, it's a no brainer because for 3 standards, I think it's like what 30-ish bucks if you can get them on an okay sale, maybe 35 bucks for retail. One hardcover that or one deluxe that covers those 3 volumes is going to be like 55 bucks. So yeah, very understandable why you want to go for the standard size. Uh, I'll keep some of these in mind when I get to my comic reading phase. When I get out of my comic reading phase. Oh man, it's just like, do I watch anime or do I read comics, man? That's the balance right now. Currently going through my hero, but I'm almost done with my DC Finest, Batman Year 1 and 2. I just need to read Batman Year 2 from that, and then I'm done. And then I can start reading the DC Finest Killing Joke. So much good stuff to catch up on, man. This year is too good for content. Pyrotic hasn't seen anything. I'm cooked. I need to come up with 15K for living costs for college next year, and I have less than $35. Pyrotic, $35. What are you doing, buddy? I'm gonna be barely able to get any hours, even if I get a job in the next year, buddy. Oh my god, that's tough. Do you have a scholarship? Is Aono Haku in a good time? That's for fall. That's for fall. We'll get there eventually. Oh my god, Pyrotic, all the luck to you, man. I wish you the best. Try and get a scholarship or like the Cal. Well, no, you're not in California. I was gonna say the Cal Grant. Try and get a scholarship or like what's that one? Oh, what's the one thing? Fill in your FAFSA. That. See if you can get any support from that, man. Jeez, Louise. 15K just for living costs? It's living costs. It's not college tuition. Yeah, I don't know if fast food actually will help with that. Good luck, man. Good luck, man. Yeah, all right. Well, guys, wish Pyrotic luck in the chat. Um, but yeah, if you've seen any of these shows, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I am very interested in checking out, I think, most of the Picking Back Up. Mostly they're series that I have seen, but I've kind of fallen behind on. Or I think actually one of them is a series that I haven't seen that I'm like, actually I'll put this at the bottom. And like most of these are movies, and like the movies I'm really interested. I really want to start watching more anime movies. It's just I need the time. I need to set apart the time to do so. But this is where the real drama is. This is where the real drama is. With my dropped Dookie and okay, I know that's where the real drama is. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. My tuition is paid for by the state because my dad's VA, but I have about 300 in scholarship from pool tour. Okay, yeah. So yeah, when I saw the 15K, I was thinking that it was for the tuition, but then I reread it for the living costs, and that two completely different things. But yeah, no, that's awesome that your tuition is paid for by the state. That's great. I have about 300 in scholarship from the pool tournament. That 300 is not going to go far. Well, dude, honestly, like, all luck to you, man. All luck to you. It's going to be such a grind. That is going to be a lot of grind. That's going to be a really big grind, man. Good luck, man. Good luck. If you need anything, let us know, man. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, which would be the tuition is like 42K a year. Yeah, you got to get that paid off, and I won. Oh, because you have the crown. Congratulations, Eevee, you got the crown. Congratulations. 42K a year is, I mean, like, I would say it's crazy, but I know that there's other colleges that are like hundreds of thousands too. So Ouch, though. Glad that you have that covered, man. Glad that you got that covered with scholarships. Dang, that is diabolical. I should have ended. I should have ended the stream. That is diabolical, Corpse. Oh, wait. Dang, yeah. All right, Corpse took it. Corpse used the money hack. You know what, Eevee? Don't be sad. You grinded for that. You grinded this entire chat for that. All right, you were not pay to win. Uh, you were not pay to win. Feel proud in that. Stand strong, Eevee. You are stand proud. You are strong. It's a top 10 international public school for computer science. Okay, yeah, it does make sense that it's so high. It does make sense that it's high, but still, that's high, man. That is high, man. But yeah, stand proud, Eevee. You are a typer. And thank you all so much for checking out the chat or checking out the stream. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for like the unk chats. I did not know that that was a thing. I did not know you could do that. Like the whole sticker thing. I don't know how to do that. That is hilarious. Thank you for calling me an unk. Thank you for calling me number one dad. I don't know who the child is, but apparently they're out there. And thank you for reminding me to stay hydrated. I'll see you guys all in the next stream. I think this is it for this week in terms of streams. This was kind of a surprise stream. But next week we'll be going back to our regularly scheduled Sense Sparkle is cool. Next week we'll be going back to our regularly scheduled Lego Batman stream, which should be the final one for the story. And then the week of 4th of July. Wait, no, that is the week of 4th of July. So yeah, we have one more story Lego Batman game to go through. And then we'll do one more Lego Batman stream to kind of go through all of the not all of them, but through the 2 side quests and some of the collectibles. So we have 2 more Lego Batman streams left to go, and those will be on Monday. And that should be it. I don't think I have any more surprise streams to go through. I really just wanted to catch up on my tier list, and then the spring seasonals. I'm hoping end of July, maybe the end of August. We'll see how I do when it comes to catching up on some of these shows. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, and very much good luck to you, Pyrotic Man.